हेलो दोस्तों, कैसे हो आप सब लोग। वेलकम बैक टू अनदर स्ट्रीम। आई होप यू आर डूइंग एब्सोल्युटली फाइन। भाई कैसे हो। ध्रुव भाई पहले आए, सॉरी यार, डिस्ट्रैक्टेड भाई। बट अगर मॉड को अगर अपन साइड में रखे तो डिस्ट्रैक्टेड भाई फर्स्ट है भाई। किसको सपोर्ट कर रहे हो? आज हम कर रहे हैं वाइट पेन के डीआरजी को, नहीं फिनाटिक को सपोर्ट। प्रशांत भाई कैसे हो भाई? वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। अच्छा, रुको, ये लाइट मेरे को बहुत ये करेगी। मेरे को इसको ये कवर करना पड़ेगा। हाँ, बराबर है बराबर है। हाँ, चालू हो चुका है। प्रशांत भाई भी आ चुके हैं, डिस्ट्रैक्टेड भाई भी आ चुके हैं, ध्रुव भी आ चुका है। और वैलोरेंट वालों को पूछ के हम लोग ने उनका परमिशन भी ले लिया है कि क्या हम कर सकते हैं। वैलोरेंट वालों ने बोला कि कर लो भाई, कर सकते हो तुम लोग भी, ऐसा कुछ इशू नहीं है अपने को। तो चालू करते हैं ट्विच। कुछ बोले आप? मस्त लाला, तुम बताओ। अरे सब बढ़िया भाई। धोखा दिए मक्खी भाई हमको। मैंने क्या किया भाई? फर्स्ट तो फर्स्ट हो गए भाई, फिर कैसे भी हो।
Are ready to duke it out for a shot at taking on NRG for the trophy tomorrow.
अभी
Hello
तक कुछ नहीं
everyone
आया।
and welcome to Champions Paris.
उसके बाद तो भाई एनर्जी को अपन सपोर्ट करेंगे, क्योंकि सोम भाई,
Boy, alongside
सोम
a
भाई
great
अपने साथ
crew
रहेगी।
for
अपने
today,
साथ
we got
मतलब
Kakuka,
सोम भाई को
me,
अपन ही
and
करेंगे।
Paper Thin, and well, we're looking rather
मैं
nice.
मैं लिटरली तुमको पता है झाड़ू मार रहा था और देखा कि स्ट्रीम चालू हो
I feel so.
आधा
I feel
घंटा
like
है
I'm
मैच
an
चालू होने
extra
को।
in
I
Expedition
feel like you're gonna
33.
paint something
You know?
somewhere.
आज ड्रेस की पकड़ ले,
Yes, too.
I
मिल
basically just
जाएगी
look,
आराम से
thank you.
परफेक्ट।
I've basically just been walking around hoping to find Lumiere everywhere. Now, of course, guys, Champions isn't the only event happening in Paris this week. It's also Paris Fashion Week. And now I'm
wait,
I'm
wait,
gonna
wait, wait.
be honest with you, I don't know diddly squat about fashion. I don't know what the meta
मेरे
is
को
right
स्ट्रीम
now.
खोलने दो मेरे
But
फोन में,
we
क्योंकि मेरे को
are
नहीं
gonna
दिख रहा
take
कुछ
a
भी।
moment to judge the fashion of our pros. That's right. We're gonna take a look at some of the
How
jerseys.
mean can we be?
I mean, look, it's Paris Fashion Week. I have a feeling they're a little brutal out here.
I want like Miranda Presley kind of.
Yeah,
I'm a fashion icon.
अच्छा, मेरा हॉटस्पॉट पे कनेक्टेड है।
I expect that from you.
अभी स्पीड और क्वालिटी अच्छा करते हैं।
You are in tune with brands. Here's the first one. We have Fnatic for our first one. Kukuka, why don't you give us your thoughts? What do you think about the orange hues of the jersey?
क्वालिटी अच्छी है, क्वालिटी ठीक है, क्वालिटी ठीक है गाइस। बताओ बताओ। मेरे को लगा है लैग हो रहा है, फिर देखा कि लैग नहीं है, ये गेम का सीन है। लाइक इन लोग ने स्लो मूव बना के रखा है। गाइस जब तक ये चल रहा है,
I think it, yeah, and the fact that it also has the same rib in the,
Okay, consistency is
yeah,
key.
exactly. I like that. Do I love logo here? Like I think it looks very good as well. Very different.
Yes.
I agree with you that the collar is really good.
Okay, all right.
गाइस थंबनेल कैसे है? थंबनेल को रेट करो। आउट ऑफ 10 कितना कितना दोगे?
In their designs, you know,
हाँ, मैं नहीं ले दिया था।
Was it San Francisco Shock colors back in the day?
Yeah.
Bringing that back into the fold here. What do we think about this one, Mimi? You've been watching these jerseys all day long. Surely you have some thoughts.
I really love the simplicity of the design. I think like the black accents along the sleeve that like run up along the shoulder and all like match. I think that looks very nice. I also like the shade they have. I'm a fan of this one.
Okay.
I will say.
अरे वो मेरा मोबाइल ने डेटा को गलती से कनेक्ट, मोबाइल के वाईफाई को कनेक्ट किया
I
था
think that sometimes
मैंने।
in jerseys, one of the things that happen is that
Mobile
there's no
mobile
clear
का
separation
hotspot
between
Yeah.
the front and the back, and it looks a bit weird. What I will say, this neckline is a 0 for me.
Oh,
The
back
rest,
line.
the rest is very good. I'm
It's
just
caca.
very against the round neck.
You send it back.
Yeah,
Send it
exactly.
back. Okay.
No, but I
26 मिनट है गाइस।
The beacon of fashion.
मैंने तो मैं झाड़ू मार के आया।
around the world.
ये तो मम्मी मेरे को झाड़ू से मारेगी।
I like the minimalist.
स्ट्रीम में हूँ मैं
It's
गाइस।
very
आया
simple.
आया
You're
आया।
just keeping it clean. A few black stripes. You know, the lettering, very nice. The font, good choice there. I like it.
Magnifique. Okay. Lovely. All right. Next up, last but certainly not least, we have DRX. They've had a couple of design change, Paperton, over the course of time here. You see these jerseys a lot. How would you rate them, especially in comparison to the rest of them?
This is among the best.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm actually not a big fan of the collar, but on this jersey, it suits it really well. With the X kind of accentuating the outside of the jersey
Yeah.
here, it kind of gives you that feeling that they've really done a good job of putting the whole design elements together to make this kind of representative
Yeah.
of DRX.
This is my favorite of the lot. I love the like the like down the side of the torso, these like interesting lines. I think that's very good. I like that. Well, there is a lot of sponsors on it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like any of them are too invisible, nor that they detract too much. I think they strike a very good balance with that. Yeah, I just like it. A simple two-tone design. You can't really go wrong.
Oh, she's
They
taking
are
the glasses
lucky,
off.
yes.
The glasses are
Yeah,
off.
I'm taking my glasses off because they are lucky that they have colors that usually look very well. It's very easy to make them look good.
Yeah.
And even with the sponsors being like right under the line, I think it's very good placement. I will say, love this for the top 3.
मेहनत ही
But
झाड़ू
my
वाला
favorite for the entire event
झाड़ू लगा
has to
के
be EDG.
Oh.
They had
स्ट्रीम
an
देख रहे समझ
insane
भी नहीं रहा
kit. But
I like
agree.
the jacket, but not the jersey.
I think that jersey.
अरे इन लोग का मैच 24 मिनट बाकी है
Story. Like, I
24
think
मिनट
that
तक इन लोग की
in the end,
बड़बड़
this
सुन
was
रहे
a
हैं
bit
तुम लोग
misleading.
I feel like
तब
we
तक
have
मैं
learned
झाड़ू मार
so
लेता हूँ
much about
फिर
fashion.
मेरी बड़बड़
You know,
तुम
when
लोग
you think
सुनोगे
about fashion, you think about
बड़बड़ पे
cooking,
बड़बड़ पे
you
बड़बड़
think
होगी
about Lewis. You think about, I guess, YSL. I don't know what that is.
Yves
None can compare to the fashionable Lou, who is hanging out at Champions Paris Fan Fest. Lou, what's going on?
क्या कर रहा है चल अंदर नीचे
And I have a very special guest with me here in Paris, Afolabi, also known as
Phoenix.
Of course, it's a pleasure to have you here in Paris.
ये कौन है Phoenix का रोल प्ले
And
करता है
what I
क्या
wanted to ask you is, you know, Phoenix has been one of the first
यार,
agents
गलत बोल दिया,
really,
cancel हो
in
जाऊंगा।
Valorant. So how does it feel, you know, seeing all those people celebrating your work, what you helped create? How are the vibes?
Great vibes.
हर बार
It's such
cancel
an honor
करने
to
के
be
काम
part of
करता
this
रहता हूँ।
project, and I'm incredibly humbled
इतना अच्छा
because
लड़का
of,
हूँ मैं
I know you said my work, but there are so many designers and people who have got involved in this. I'm just, you know, adding the sort of the finishing touches. So yeah, I'm very, very, very blessed.
But I think it's a finishing touch that everyone likes. And speaking about this, I want to ask you, like, what are your favorite voice lines, of course, that you could give us to the crowd in the stream?
My favorite, it's got to be
He's
"Joke's
in.
over, you're dead."
क्या
Should I try doing it with my French accent or? Okay,
He is
okay.
new अच्छा अच्छा I am
Joke's
new भाई I
over,
am new
You're dead. I think we're good. I think we're ready
अरे
for today's
अच्छा
matches.
स्ट्रीमिंग इसमें
And
न्यू
tune
है
in if you're gonna
Valorant
meet
वालों को
us
भी
at
यही
the
बोला
fan
मैं
fest
कि
too.
भाई
If
नया
you're
प्ले
welcome.
नया
Thank you
स्ट्रीमर
so
हूँ
much for joining me.
वॉच पार्टी करूँ क्या
Let's
वो
have
बोलता है
fun.
करना
All right, enough of the fun and games, but that was pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and talk about what happened on our stage yesterday. We saw our top 4 in action, and we had NRG taking down Fnatic in the upper final. This one, Mimi, was a genuine surprise. Not because we didn't think NRG could do it, but in the fashion that they did it, it looked like they were so comfortable up there in that map too.
Yeah, this team is so tuned in right now. They looked incredible with that Harbor comp. The team play is on point. It's really an incredible run, but you can say exactly the same for DRX, Clint. This game was so impressive, taking down the tournament favorite.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, Jing having a great game here, of
Oh,
course.
this round.
This round was insane, but at that point, it kind of felt like the writing was on the wall. And the
Yeah.
big difference maker is that guy right there, Hyunmin. Absolutely insane throughout the entire series. Dropped the most kills on a map in the partnership era with 36 on that ascent. Going absolutely crazy on the Waylay. This is a good sign for DRX
Yeah.
if he can keep firing like that.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, Bea, I mean, it's
Yeah.
important to know too, right? These 3 teams that are in our top 3, what a start to their seasons.
Yes.
The bumpiest ones you could possibly ask for, but to find themselves here, way to stabilize and get yourself across the finish line.
Energy, an amazing surprise that we are very happy to have, but I think that I align pretty much with Clint. Don't get me wrong, I would love for Fnatic to get to the final and maybe get another trophy for EMEA because it's been a while. But on the side of trophies, for Pacific to get 3 on a year, it would be absolutely amazing.
And 3 different
it to
teams.
be-
Yes.
And for it to be also DRX, the ones to do it, also in a very similar fashion to how T1 did it at the beginning of the year, would be awesome. So I'm very happy with our
Safe to
top
say
3.
that Pacific region you got over there is
We're
kind of
cooking.
good at the video game.
Yeah, we're
You
doing
know,
pretty
kinda
good for ourselves. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had Genji last year, and now we've strung together a few more Masters trophies.
Yeah.
But we need that Champions one. That's the one that's missing from the case.
I know, that's the eluding one.
Flame,
That's the one
सुनना।
that's eluded the Pacific
तू
region.
चैट पे डाल के जाना
Today's
क्या
local
बोलते हो
final,
उसको
the subject of our
कि
match
बंदा
with
कहीं
Pacific.
गया नहीं है
We
वो
wanna
बस
know who you
वॉशरूम
think
गया
is gonna be
एक
moving
मिनट
on to face off against
कायक
NRG
वर्सेस ह्यूमन
tomorrow.
who will have more
Grand
kills in this
final.
map क्या लगता है कौन
Scan that
रहेगा
QR code, cash
Kayak,
your vote, and of course, we're gonna
Yumin.
have the result at the end of the
Kayak,
show, so don't worry,
Yumin.
we're gonna show that and
Yunmin,
see what
sorry.
you guys think. And of course,
Kayak,
tell us who you're
will
rooting for.
Fnatic
Use the hashtags Valorant Champions
win
as well as
at least 10
VCT
round this
featured
map?
stuff all throughout the broadcast.
हाँ,
We've seen some pretty
Fnatic
awesome
ये नहीं करेगी.
content, funny
Will
tweets,
Westwell
funny
will be
posts,
punished
all that
more in
stuff
half.
across the board. So shout out
Vandal.
to the Valorant community. But you know what? Actually, speaking of NRG,
चलेगा,
their run to the
आवत
grand
है
finals,
अभी.
we actually have a special guest that's standing by with Yinsu at the Fan Fest. I believe he was the former IGL for NRG. What was his name again? Yinsu, you mind taking that away?
If you ever needed another reason to attend Valorant Champions in person, I'm going to give it to you. Being able to rage bait your favorite streamer in real life. Hi, FNS. Welcome to Champions. Now, first of all, you have a very dedicated audience. They all turn up to meet you here. How does it feel to be able to meet some of your European chatters?
Honestly, it's so fun. Meet and greets in general are really fun, whether it's Europe or anywhere else, but it's been a different vibe here. Everyone's really sweet. The fact that I get to meet these people in real life and then they get to see me, and dude, a lot of these people walked up to me and they go,
तेरा पैसा स्काउट भाई की टीम पे अच्छा
so it's awesome
स्काउट
that
भाई
they
भी
get
खेल
to
रहे
see
क्या
me, I get to see them, I get to shake their hand where they're from, and they become very real to me as well. And I think for a lot of esports pros and even the streamers, content creators, whatever, we would not be here if it wasn't for them. So the least we could do is like do all of this, and I wish we could do it for longer, honestly.
And of course, you turned up for PaperX too, right? You wanted to see them win. So how much was Shanks' fault that they are eliminated from the tournament?
I don't think Ryan has any impact in anything he does, so I'm not going to give him the power to tell him that there was a curse at play. I think all I'll say is it was a good year for the boys. We're happy. We are happy with how we performed, and yeah, we'll bring it back next year. We won an event, so, and now I have 2 trophies.
All right, thank you very much, Ankh. Yeah, good luck with your watch party.
Thanks.
Good to know that I'm not the only one getting the Unca's real thing, because that happened to me once yesterday as well. So yeah, great, good stuff. Okay, we're bringing the shoes up there. Well, hey, let's go ahead though and talk about this matchup that we have, right? Fnatic coming into this one up against DRX, a classic matchup, Kakuka, that we've seen at global events, right? These two regions always squaring off against one another, but this time around, right? Fnatic has gotten the better of these guys in the past, and
yes,
it looks like we're looking at a completely different DRX team this time around, and that's what makes this matchup.
Yesterday we were speaking about a possible revenge, and Fnatic was the team that sent DRX into this lower bracket. Same that they did with PaperX. And do not forget, at the beginning of playoffs, we were like, oh my god, that insane comeback that Fnatic had on Haven after being 10-2 down was against DRX. Now, DRX learned their lesson very, very well, but if we learned something, and we know something for sure after that match, is that today...
Hello.
No doubt about it.
हम बैक हैं, हमारी बैक है, हम वापस आ चुके हैं.
It's been back and forth throughout the global meetings that they've had.
Guys, क्या मुझे वैलो खेलना चाहिए जब तक ये मैच चालू हो रहा है?
Going on right now. I think the biggest thing for me is that DRX looked like they kind of played safe. They didn't.
जो कोई भी स्ट्रीम पे नहीं आ रहा है, make sure you like and subscribe. They are literally close to 500. यार monetization चालू करवा दो मेरा.
I'm seeing them be really confident in the key pressure points on the map.
But they need to keep that into today, which is going to be the biggest moment of their year for the newer players on the roster. The biggest.
मैं ID password लिख करूँगा लगता है.
Best out of 5s globally. They lost them both versus Fnatic Bea, who is just so comfortable in these kinds of games. They've done it so many times before.
Yeah, because it's our team for EMEA. We most likely will see them getting further. Yes, last year a little bit more of the Team Heretics, but the experience is definitely there. These situations, there are no strangers to that. For the side of DRX, they still have
मुन्ना भाई के साथ वैलो खेलो.
So literally,
मुन्ना भाई, अच्छा हितेश भाई.
Of their legacy.
Yeah, well, let's dive into some of the details here. And Mimi, I understand you had a tell us what you kind of wanted to break down.
6 बजे आएगा. चलेगा ऑप्शन नहीं है. ठीक है. मेरी गाड़ी है ना.
Of their defensive rounds, 9 out of 27 they played. But DRX went on to play against PaperX. And despite PaperX losing that game, I think they have some really good ideas of how to shut down DRX's double-duelist waylay compositions. DRX have a couple goals when they play this comp on their attack side. The first one is obvious if you've watched it. Bully side anchors. This comp excels at double diving in with the waylay, throwing down that hinder, pulling out, and then letting the Yoru TP in and get that punish. The other is that they always want to be dictating their fights. Their comp excels when they can be the ones to fight up, when they're double diving in, when they're choosing the moment of aggression. It's a lot harder when they're the ones who want to react. So let's take a look at how PaperX played into this one. This is one of the rounds on Ascent, and as you can see, at the start of this round, watch what PaperX is doing. They're going to immediately throw down a slow orb here. They're going to walk a player in while covering him from this angle and over here as well, completely watching out. They do this fairly quietly to start, but with that slow orb there, DRX, they have to be suspicious. And now, this goes from a round where maybe they wanted to go faster towards A, to now they have to go back and deal with this op in mid and put pressure on him. The more and create that pressure, the more DRX is going to struggle to pick the right timings for those fights. but it was only a trade, 1-for-1. How does the rest of the rounds play out? Because watch this map as to where the PaperX players are now. You have 2 back towards heaven, 1 in spawn, 1 playing a relatively passive angle. That's Jing within the smoke there, trying to find his right moment here with the Sage Wall. And DRX is going to exec into this site. Watch how they go. Double dive, have the hinder, the pullback ready to go. But the crucial piece is that absolutely no one is on site to receive this. This A site is empty.
हितेश भाई वैलो ये कॉम्पी खेल रहे हो मेरे रैंक का नहीं है वो नहीं खेल पाएगा मेरे हिसाब से मैच अपने साथ
your site anchors get ran over. Playing flood retakes is going to be your best way to get back in. And let's see how successful that is in this round. So they are out. Heaven is going to go up. Diamond is trying to fight forward. Fight. Let's go. In terms of util now, some other comps on this map. You think like the double senti, you're going to have thorns, you're going to have sniper tricks.
देखो इतना 3-4 गोली लगने के बाद भी नहीं मर रहे लोग वही इशू है
on top of literally everything Waylay has. Every time you go for a mosquito dive, pretty much, Hyunmin is going to be dumping entire utility, which means if you hold your util, get them to go for an execute, and then retake, you are going to have a big advantage in terms of utility. Here they have the ultimate mixing out together. DRX then gets stuck on this side, and they're going to get cut down. So if you're Fnatic today, you're looking at the failures of your defense.
मेरे को कुछ नया लेना पड़ेगा.
To learn from what PaperX did in being aggressive.
इसमें मैं वैल्यू तो स्ट्रीम नहीं कर पाऊंगा.
Late rounds playing passive and playing towards retake.
ये देखो.
Defense to find more effect against this comp.
I will say I
ये गेम नहीं होगा भाई मेरे से.
DRX, especially on some of the bigger maps like Bind, where they're much more willing to just take.
ऐसा स्लो बंदा रहेगा तो मार पाऊंगा. 60 FPS आ रहा है.
Dominating. With the operator and holding down some of those long angles. I think initially coming into the tournament, these were their big ideas, right? We're going to come in, we're going to out-execute you. Does ridiculous executes, right? That's what DRX stands for in my book. Are they going to be able to keep doing that? I think these are like now
बोले कि मक्खी भाई बड़े प्लेयर है वो हमारे साथ नहीं खेलेंगे.
I think this is going to be a 5-map series today, and they're going to be a lot more tested on
नहीं भाई मैं कहाँ बड़ा प्लेयर.
on their attack side. If Fnatic can continue to disrupt the big ideas and force DRX to instead play these slower mid rounds that I think they are weaker at. I mean, remember, Boaster said DRX is a team that does not think knows how to mid round.
Yes.
So he's going to try and force them to mid round today.
I think also that one of the things that surprised me yesterday, and I think is working towards the favor of DRX. Obviously, they won. We were guessing how far can they get. How much of this is going to still be a surprise deeper into the
भाई यार 60 FPS में कैसे खेल लेते लोग.
Is incredibly important. So I really hope that Fnatic has done their homework.
नहीं जमता मेरे को.
Because that literally adds another layer to a second possible dive.
Yeah, but you know what's a more incredible thing about DRX's situation here, man, is that they have been absolute beasts when it comes to taking down these first-seeded teams. So they have clearly shown a willingness to adapt on the fly, and they have been growing as this tournament progresses. And it feels like none of the top teams in the world have been able to stop them. The only #1 region they didn't face over against was, I believe, the Chinese one. And that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that what DRX has been doing, slaying all of the giants. Again, having that at some point they will leave the tournament, and it would just be another chance for DRX
Dominating.
they cannot actually make this.
But this could be different. This could be different.
This could be different. I'm telling you, what a wild scenario where we find ourselves in with this lower bracket final here. But for more on DRX, let's actually hear from DRX's Hyunmin. He had an opportunity to catch up with Yinzu ahead of today's match.
I agree.
Yeah,
wholeheartedly.
Yeah, unfortunately something went wrong. If it's all good though, let's go ahead and move forward and talk more on DRX. You know, the
10 kills remaining
of this team. The guy who's been there from the beginning. That man on your screen, Mako. I mean, Paperton, you have casted this man for.
रोज़ू बहुत noob है, पता है?
We've also seen his incredible growth as a player.
इंग्लिश मेरा FPS नहीं गिरा.
Massive achievement.
ये देखो.
When it comes to global runs.
No doubt.
Oblique zero.
This is, you know, he's been talking a lot about it this event that he hasn't lifted a trophy yet internationally.
Same match में आ गए रे मैं और Oblique भाई.
One kickoff, so he's got that under his belt. Now he wants that trophy to go in Buzz and Stack. He wants to get it there. Hyunmin was talking about in an interview
5
yesterday
kills
after the
remaining.
matches that he looked up to Mako. Like, he really respects him, and he watches him play to learn from how he thinks about situations. Because Mako is so steady, so smart in those scenarios. Of course, he's been around since basically the beginning of Valorant. Another cool fact, it is a rematch here with Mako and Crashies of the Istanbul lower finals.
Oh.
But that was the last time where he made it to this year. He's never been to another lower finals. He's never had another chance to make it to a grand finals after to go after that he wants so much. And that's after this guy has been in
One kill remaining.
Since literally the dawn of
oblique bhai aise
practically every event you can think of, but still it's a another opportunity.
Yeah, no, but it has been a tumultuous year for a lot of these teams and a lot of these players, and one player in particular is Bane, who has really
उसको समझा नहीं रहेगा कौन हूँ अभी समझेगा शायद से
and it's very clear, hey, this works. What we have done, what we have built, it is clicking.
Yeah, and I think it's also one of the reasons that DRX has made it here. But to me, seeing him, it has to be a very stressful year to be a part of, not knowing, having the uncertainty, thinking they might be better without him. Then ultimately coming back and deciding to just stick with him and going 100% on this decision. I think that in so many of these situations, when we speak about the Mosquito and everything and all that it works, is actually working the sides and working everything else that Bane has been doing so beautifully. Every single time that we see the hunt and getting a kill, where we see someone spotted, Bane is behind all of that.
Yeah, he's teeing up the rest of these players, right? Like, it's his job, and this is what he's really clearly looked very good at, is whether he's on the Sova or the Bane, of getting the info on where players are, or clearing the info for, where's the Sentinel util.
अभी इन लोग गाली देने वाले लोग
so
आएंगे
sharp
और
with
टॉक्सिक
those
लोग भी
shotguns
रहेंगे
and doing his prep
कोई
and
लोग
making sure
देखेगा
he
इग्नोर
understands
करेगा
where the cipher trips are
बट
going to
कोई
be, how
एक
are they
बंदा रहेगा
going
हम
to be
लोगों से
positioning themselves. And he's also had some really nice clutches, and he brings the energy, right? Like, he's the guy who's jumping up and down, going crazy after they win.
Yeah.
And there is a comparison to previous
So okay, मेरा
DRX
ping
years where
FPS
they
आ गया
had
ठीक हो गया
Foxy9 and he was in, he was out. Termi didn't really know if he wanted to trust him fully at the highest level of competition. And I thought that this was going to be the same story, that it would end the same way with him being subbed out, with the turmoil continuing. But I'm so happy to see that in this year, with this opportunity, that the coaching staff put that trust in Bane. Let him prove himself, because to prove himself, he absolutely dominating here at Champions. And I think with the weight of always being benched when things go wrong off his shoulders, that has made him an even better player now in Paris.
Yeah, we always look at the duelists. We like to highlight them and their impact, but a lot of that stuff doesn't happen without the setup of the what they can provide. Critical part of the success of DRX here. But let's go ahead and flip the script, talk about Fnatic, and for more on that, we have Yin standing by with the one and only Alfier to get us started.
हेड के ऊपर था ये सेकंड वाले अगर देखा नहीं रहेगा किसी ने तो What the F is wrong with this?
I'm feeling good. Today is a different day. It's a different mental mindset. Let's see what happens.
You haven't had a lot of time to fix everything that happened yesterday. So what was the biggest focus on your team last night to try and make sure you come out today with a win?
Definitely, because yesterday we were not playing like a Fnatic. We were playing fast. But today we're just gonna go there and get everything, and I hope it's gonna go well.
That's great to hear. I can't wait to see it. Thank you very much, Alpha.
It's Alfier though.
Well, hearing him say that, and it makes sense. Look, yesterday we saw a Fnatic that honestly got rattled. I mean, this is not what I was expecting, especially going to that map 2. Map 1, man, back and forth, right? Where did you see things go wrong?
I mean, the second map, I rather not even think about it. I think that it was rough. Energy played it beautifully. I think that some Scuba went absolutely nuclear on this map. You see it in the replay here. But more importantly, I feel like the fact that they have been here for such a long time, and don't get me wrong, this applies to all of the teams, the tiredness kicks in. And it's not only the tiredness, but having a couple of days to settle down and not continuing the competition sometimes doesn't play out so well. We were so excited to see Alpha again, and like, oh my god, this Fnatic is going to be even stronger. But what I ended up seeing is in map 1, an Alpha that is really trying, standing up, cheering for his teammates. But then when we move on to the second one, it's just him looking.
It was a brutal turnaround, but I do think that this game exposed a bit of a gap in We were lauding their Abyss early on, but I felt like their game plan, particularly on defense, was just not up to snuff against the Heartland. They want to play a lot of retake on that map. They think they're very good at it because they are into that harbor. Energy's very proactive post plants where they were fighting up. Absolutely cooked Fnatic. They could not get back into those sites whatsoever. And when it started to go wrong, it snowballed. And I think that is a worrying sign. So today, against DRX, who is absolutely excellent on that map, I would love to see Fnatic try and ban that Abyss.
I think that is 100% going to be their ban. That's my anticipation that they ban Abyss. Oh, absolutely. I mean, DRX is the best Abyss team in this tournament in my book, and I think you just got to remove their best map, let the rest of it ride. You know, you've shown that you can take them even when you go down even a pretty good map for DRX, and they completely lost their mental. So, I mean, the big question for me is yeah, Fnatic got snowballed yesterday. Can they kind of figure things out today and, you know, do what they did the last time if things start to go bad? Find that groove where they can come back and get into the game, and it's going to be on players like Kayak, Alfier, destroyed Chronicle, who destroyed DRX last time.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you mentioned Kayak here because even in the loss to NRG, we were still seeing him, you know, put in that work, trying to have that impact. We know what he could do. He's been having a pretty damn good tournament so far.
He's probably the most important player, I think, to just feel comfortable on the big stage. And I think that that should be a priority for Fnatic, because when this rookie is playing at his best, he's so good. Those rounds with the Outlaw on Ascent, when he had the AWP in his hands, he was bringing so much impact to his team single-handedly. But he has also had lows early in this tournament. But I think his team has really lifted him up, enabled him to feel comfortable on bigger and bigger stages and more important matches. I just think that's going to continue to be so important playing today in a lower point.
Absolutely. Here's my question. Is this the battle of the Rookie of the Year here? Is this Hyunmin versus Kayak for Rookie
I don't
of the
think
Year?
so, just because energy has too many.
That's true. That's true.
I have to give it to them.
We
cannot ignore the fact that they're already waiting.
Yeah.
This could be like all
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. I like that.
No, I mean, I kind of stand with Clint though a little bit, because I think that the energy players
10 kills remaining.
They played years before in like the open circuit before partnerships. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why I'm looking at the side of DRX talent that is fresher, that wasn't quite at that same level, and that's part of the reason why guys like Hyunmin are so impressive to me, because it does feel like they kind of came out of nowhere. A guy like Kayak or the NRG rookies, they have been around for so long, kind of waiting in the wings. Hyunmin, at least to me, as a non-Pacific head, felt like he just popped up and was excellent.
It's crazy.
Yeah, well, you know what, we were talking about the maps. Let's see
5 kills
where
remaining.
Our rounds will be set. We have our maps picked standing by.
Okay, so Fnatic, you came from upper bracket, so your higher seed, A or B?
1 kill remaining.
Okay, so your ban.
Dominating.
Abyss, your ban.
이거다. Ben Lotus.
Lotus, and map 1 from
आ
Fnatic.
जाओ Watchparty करते आ जाओ क्या मैच अभी तक चालू नहीं हुआ
Sunset.
Sunset, side on Sunset.
guys if you are new to the channel make sure you subscribe
Depends.
Defense, map 2. Corrode, side on Corrode.
Attack.
Attack. Map 3, you have Ascent, Bind, Haven.
We'll pick Haven.
Haven, side on Haven.
Attack.
Attack. Map 4, you have Ascent and Bind.
best of 5 भाई
Bind.
Pick Bind, side on Bind.
Attack.
Attack. Map 5 is Ascent, DRX, side on Ascent.
कुछ था क्या जो मैंने मिस किया
Defense. Okay, just confirming. Bans, we have Abyss, Lotus, Map 1, Sunset, DRX Defense, Map 2, Corrode, Fnatic
यूमिन कल
Attack,
अच्छा खेल रहा था तो
Map
क्या
3,
यूमिन आगे आएगा
DRX Attack, Map 4, Bind, Fnatic Attack.
guys
Map
अगर
5
आप
Ascent,
कोई भी Valorant से अभी आ रहे हो तो
Bind.
मैं अभी भी Valo बंद किया and we are doing watch party over here. If you are new to the channel make sure you subscribe. We are literally close to 500 subs. Like और कितने चाहिए मेरे को 97. आज अगर मेरे बर्थडे तक हो जाए तो बहुत अच्छा होगा. If you got some questions कि अगर मेरे पास permission है क्या तो हाँ भाई मेरे पास permission भी है.
I expected Sunset to be their ban. I appreciate that the fans have confidence. Get wrecked time zone theory. So here we go. But they have to win one of the first two, I think. They either have to take Sunset or Corrode. The fact that they let Sunset through means they feel comfortable enough with their one outing
Yes,
on it.
अगर
They
आप
kind
आए
of just said,
रहोगे
we're going to
नहीं
throw it
तो
out there and see what happens. We haven't really practiced it. Maybe
Thanks
now
for
they've got
joining
a
the
little
stream.
bit something cooking. I don't know.
I completely disagree. Fnatic don't play Sunset. Like they only play it one throughout the entirety of the stage. They've banned it multiple times here at Champs. So
Fnatic
it was
ने
their
select
time
किया वही map.
to use the Kerbal. And DRX probably was like, they either ban it like they have in the past, or maybe it's one of the later ones.
Oh, it's going to be a wild BO5 without a doubt, though, folks. It's exactly what you
अब
want
होगी
to
इन लोग की
see.
एंट्री
Two fantastic teams are about
जिसमें
to
नाच
take that
नाच के आएगा
stage,
एक
and the
बंदा
moment is finally here. It's Fnatic versus DRX, a best of 5 for
Booster.
a shot to become a world champion in all the glory. The lower final starts right now.
पता नहीं मैं ब्लू क्यों दिख रहा हूँ या व्हाइट टी शर्ट पहना हूँ मैं
일단은 되게 생각지도 못한 자리에 와 있다고 생각을 하고 있지만 저희 팀원들이 5명 다 같은 마음을 가지고 있다 생각을 하고 있고 같은 목표를 향하고 있고 또 이제 무너지지 않는 모습들을 보여주려고 5명 다 노력하는 게 보여서 되게 기특합니다.
The love for my teammates is something that I can't even explain. Right now, I believe we are at our peak. Not just the teammates, but also friends. Every other team should be scared of us. Fnatic will never stop.
DRX 하면 꾸준함인데 사실 제가 DRX에 되게 오래 있었고 뭐 올드 멤버에서 중에 제가 마지막으로 남았다고 한들 결국에 DRX는 DRX이기 때문에 어떤 로스터가 와도 항상 잘할 거라고 믿고
I had these feelings once in 2021, playing that close to the grand finals. In Fnatic, it's a different vibe. Fans just explode. It's honestly insane because you feel all these vibrations, like you just hear all that noise coming from everywhere. But sometimes you just have to forget about everything and just focus only on the game. That's what I'm doing right now.
크로니크 선수도 진짜 오래 했기 때문에 오랫동안 이 폼을 유지한다는 거는 그만큼 잘한다는 뜻이니까 페나틱을 이미 플레이오프 첫 경기에서 만났었고
हेलो ब्रदर वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम कैसे हो
좀 더 이번에 만나게 되면은
ऐसा ही बैठा नॉर्मली बैठा
ऐसा बैठा We beat them once already, but it doesn't mean that we will beat them twice. Right now, we need to have a good start in order to finish this series very well. I have only 4 special words for you. We will beat you.
크로니클 내가 너한테 한국말 하나 알려주고 싶은데 집 잘 가라.
ओ यहाँ भी है ये लोग भाई यहाँ भी ट्रैश टॉक कर रहे हैं glowing and all
Fnatic.
And here we
क्या ये अभी भी नाचेगा नहीं नाच रहा शांति हो नहीं नाच रहा ही
But they have one step more to take in order for them to fight for the one trophy that has eluded them. But on the other side, you have a set of giant killers in DRX who have established
स्काउट भाई की टीम
as threats.
तो भाई स्काउट भाई की टीम कहाँ से आई इधर अच्छा ओके Fnatic भाई कितने साल पुराना ये दे रहा है मेरे को रेफरेंस
final at Champions. Mako, it was 3 years ago. The last shot he had, shut down by Crashies then. And now, a massive opportunity for either organization to find themselves in a Champions final for their first time ever.
Can Fnatic bounce back from the loss?
तुम बुड्ढे हो भाई, मैं तो नहीं हूँ.
That second map, can they find themselves? Can they go back to be in the team?
मैं ऐसे LED लाइट दो ना मेरे को बना के पीछे में ओके माइकी वाला लगा दूंगा.
That's a great point you make there because Clinton, if we looked at the juxtaposition between both teams, Fnatic in their second map, they got absolutely trounced. DRX in their second map did the trouncing. Both teams are coming into this one very, very
कल ही पैदा हुआ भाई.
and that could very well play off in the field later today.
I totally agree. I mean, for me,
ओके इन लोग के जर्सी में नीचे भी लिखा है काया.
they have to be thinking back to that first matchup against Fnatic, saying we let that one slip. We should have won that 2-0. We're not going to let that have the same thing happen.
कॉम्स ये बताओ मेरे को. मुझे लगता है वाइस रहेगी. वाइस योरू रेस.
We're going to keep taking those fights and we're not going to back down.
ओमन या क्लोव लेंगे या फिर एस्ट्रा. इसलिए लड़की तेरे पे मरती.
They were not able to do it though against Fnatic, but today we are going the distance, a minimum of 3 maps, and that is going to be one of the keys of winning.
This is not the DRX that choked the 10-2 Haven half against Fnatic earlier in this tournament. That was only a week ago, but DRX have improved so much, they've learned so much since then. Yesterday, they beat PaperX, the odds-on favorite for this tournament, the champion of the previous global
guys, जो
event,
कोई भी स्ट्रीम पे नहीं आया है, make sure you subscribe. We are literally close to 500.
You only made it here because someone else won a match.
भाई
An opportunity
नाच रहा
to
है.
take down Valorant's winningest team.
And it is really something when you also analyze the fandom for both squads, right? Fnatic, they've always
इन लोगों का ग्लास
had
माउस
the
पड़ा क्या?
fans on their
ग्लास
back.
पड़ा.
They've always believed in them. But you know, Paperton throughout the years, DRX, they've become a household favorite.
Everyone
Everyone
glass
loves
pad
this
भी आ
squad.
रही है इन
Who
लोगों
doesn't love Mako? It feels like this audience, it's going to be really hard to pick a favorite here.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised. I thought
अरे पोल डालते हैं ना अपन.
biased audience, but there's a bunch of
Whom
people
you guys are
waving
supporting?
DRX flags down there.
मेरा ही है ना.
And even when we're back at the other arena, I mean, it was loud for DRX there when they played Fnatic. So I expect that this is going to be just a hyped arena. Everybody's going to be enjoying the match, and they just want to see a 5-map banger, no doubt.
It was always supposed to be DRX. At least that's what we all thought. But you know, times they are changing. They still have that opportunity. Let's focus on what we're going to see.
Scout by
on map
Kitty.
number 1. We were speaking about.
Are we sure?
Play it. DRX has not played it once against MIBR. They lost it. Do we expect changes? Because for both of them, the last showing that they showed, we saw the Mosquito comp for the side
FNC,
of DRX. Now for the side of Fnatic,
DRX.
they were also running some double duelists in stage 2. I expect changes on both of the sides, and that is already a massive change in the side of Fnatic with Alpha going on the Vice.
Yeah, a smaller change for the side of DRX as well. They were running the Neon on this one before.
इधर भी
Now
अपन
they've
predict
pivoted
करते
that
हैं.
over to
I'm
the
going
Yoru.
with
I think having the flashes is really
तुझे
good.
जितना पैसा है मैं
Always
सारा
now
लगाता
you're gonna have
हूँ.
a little slower rotates. You're gonna lose that on that stun for main control.
इधर भी
But
भाई
I do
तुक्का
think
ये
that's
कर रहा
a
हूँ
better
भाई.
option
क्या
for
बोलते हैं इसको?
flashback overall. On the other side though, Fnatic's still thinking and hovering this breach.
Yeah, I think Breach still makes a lot of sense on this map, even though people have kind of.
Okay, Oman बोला था Oman आ गया.
Regards, at least. Well,
तूने एस्ट्रा बोला था एस्ट्रा नहीं लिया किसने. Crashies क्या खेल रहे हैं?
You know, there still is so much potential there with those stuns, with those lineups that make it so much easier, especially on your.
Yoru
attack
बोला
side,
था
to
Yoru
really
आ
get
गया.
in there, make life
रेना
miserable,
बोला था.
especially in post plants on that B site. So that's something DRX needs to be aware of. They need to be taking a lot of map control, fighting for the extremities. That B main, A main control is going to be so crucial for DRX on this map.
Yeah, you'd expect Crashies
Okay,
on
look,
the
इसने
Fade
fade लिया
for Silva
है
in that last slot. He's going to go towards the Fade. So a double initiator comp for Fnatic. They're going to have a lot of fighting power to go and take main control really early in these rounds. There's ideas to split through top mid. This is a great comp for them to dictate the pace, to be the ones to choose.
Let's go, guys.
Instead of DRX.
And Chronicle is the best.
7 likes हो गए अभी
Those
अपने.
angles to help you out. His utility is going to be pivotal. And Crashes has had a brilliant year. My head goes to Alpha. Can you bounce back from what happened yesterday?
Folks, we got a dramatic best of 5, and we got 2 of the best to ever do it standing by for every twist and turn. Here is Brent and Sideshow.
And what a matchup we have here in the lower finals at the Accor Arena. Two teams with history right between them throughout the entire history of VCT. Two cores being led by Boaster and Mako. And they faced each other countless times here, but they are going to be tested heavily. The underdog narrative, DRX going on this lower bracket run that nobody was expecting. And they're up against a Fnatic squad that want to round out the trophy cabinet. They want a chance to grasp their dreams of lifting a trophy at champions. The highlight of
transition.
And of course, they've already been able to lift trophies in the past, but for Mako, for DRX, that is something, never mind champions, they've never been able to go to a global event and lift a trophy. Mako's been hunting for it at every single champions. He and Boaster, two of only 3 players to attend literally every champs. And they've played each other every time, this time multiple. This is a rematch of a playoffs match. But we're starting off on unfamiliar territory.
Yeah, we certainly are. I mean, there's lots to be discussed on the map. Veto, the picks and the bans overall.
But we also just haven't seen Fnatic play on these first 2 maps at all. Sunset and Corrode, so my eyes are glued onto what Boaster's game plan is. DRX with a decent idea that Fnatic might be exploring up towards top mid. Here come Hyunmin and Bane.
Might be tested soon enough. Like they want to square up for the engagement. That is a fight to be taken.
Hyunmin में बोला ना top fry करे वो.
Never to be outdone. This kid is shining on the biggest of stages. And to open up a pistol round by 3-piece like that, what a statement to make.
अरे Hyunmin कल से वो form में.
To just adapt to the big stage has been incredible. You need people
कल से वो ये
like that.
करते हुए
Now
देखा
Flashback tested on the other side, most of the better. And that's opened the way, the path towards B.
Boaster found a bit of an avenue, but Hyunmin...
Slow गया, जा.
Bit of a catch there, Boaster slowed down to a crawl. 30 seconds left to play with, to work an advantage potentially, but Fnatic are being surrounded on every single front.
They look like they want to go prodding back into Hyunmin. That's the last player you want to tangle with.
Could be looking to square up to him again once more. This is an opportunity.
Oh! भाई 3 HP रह गया रे, 3 HP.
Carving a path to success here. The seconds are dwindling, and with it, cements victory for our opening round of this lower bracket finals.
भाई DRX कल मेरे लगने वाले हैं.
And that's got to feel incredible to come out here.
10 राउंड जीतेगी क्या ये क्वेश्चन था मेरा.
The grand finals
अगर ये 2 हारूं
3 HP away from one,
तो ये चीज से रिकवर हो सकता हूँ मैं शायद.
The level of individual impact late on in this tournament has been absolutely absurd. He's kept all of that momentum going.
I mean, he saved them yesterday.
Yeah, he was insane. They took Jing on Ascent, dropped 20 kills against DRX. He responded with 20 in the second half.
ये बंद क्यों है? Sorry guys, sorry मारना मत खाली मत.
If he did land to a slow start here, I would still believe in him being able to pick it back up, but he's come out blazing.
अरे गेम वालों का ही है. ये sorry Twitch वालों का ही है.
The mental resilience of DRX as well. It's a team formed up of very young
एक पिक
players,
निकल जाएगा
experienced
क्या?
at the big stage.
क्या लगता है
Hyunmin
guys?
was the one to save them. One of the youngest players on this team.
Side switch कर लिया उसने.
No, it's not really to do with
नहीं मत जाओ rotate मत करो.
with your attitude.
ठीक
It's
है.
to do with whether or not you take grasp of opportunities when
पकड़ा
they're
तो इन लोग ने
presented and
अच्छा
have
है.
that killer instinct. And I think they've got a lot of
Oh nice. Nice.
Here's another one.
Yeah, a couple of eco kills racking
Bhai!
up early, and the confidence must be flowing right now for DRX.
भाई साहब.
Already for round 3.
Ridiculous.
That's a great chance of starting out with a bonus round win here.
क्या खेल रही है DRX? क्या खेल रही है भाई?
Just to touch on it early on in this series. The last 2 maps, DRX are 3-0 on. So
Okay.
when I'm looking at this map,
Which player will get first blood in round? Hyunmin कायक देखो Hyunmin आगे भाग रहा है. Hyunmin kill के लिए जा सकता है. But Boaster भी वैसे ही कर रहा है. तो क्या लगता है क्या करना चाहिए? Hyunmin कायक. सिर्फ Hyunmin ना Boaster.
Exactly the opposite of what Fnatic were looking for.
इसका पोजीशन क्या है? Hyunmin करते चलो. Okay, ये तो अंदर घुसने का तैयारी किया.
Someone taking contact for this.
Just holding it out in the open. Hoping for sound cues.
Hyunmin किया अपन ने. देखते क्या होता है.
Now, so it was a bit slapdash, almost thrown together here by DRX for their bonus conversion. At least an idea for it.
They also have the cam watching contact over towards A main here. So they'll have some idea. Now that's actually
Okay,
smoked
Cypher
off.
को एक kill मिलेगा.
That one way.
Who is Cypher freeing? नहीं.
So a little bit of information.
हाँ freeing है.
Hyunmin will have heard the Vice going into that direction. Alfia putting down the wall, and Flashback off the back of that is going for a wander down tiles. What a risk! But a perfect player to do it with the ghost.
You clear that corner, Alpha is dropped in the midst of all of it.
क्या था
Wondering what the hell
ऑप्शन
went
क्या था
wrong there. Kayak wants to entry though.
फ्लैशबैक था
Tip of the spear for his team to set the
फ्लैशबैक
path forward.
था
Spain
ना
still holding tight to the corner. Close quarters, exactly where the Stinger will thrive. It is traded out and equalized. Still,
माँ को निकाल देगा
it's that 3v3. Looking to again gain a little bit more ground and not content to sit back and relax.
Yeah, they're going forward.
माको राइट ला पक दादा अरे पकड़ा था
Catches a bullet as well. Hyunmin is still behind them with this ult. But can you actually land a big ultimate when you don't know where Fnatic are?
He's just biding his time, doesn't want to reveal his hand, his positioning, trying to keep Fnatic unknown and guessing here. Tap and flashback, he is forcing the issue in a fight out wide into the open. Crashes, instant response and sharp shooting from Kayak from afar. Make sure to seal it up and
नहीं ये नहीं हो सकता
Good to see him firing.
डेवलपर भाई आप हर बार बीटी के साथ क्यों आते हो क्या हुआ आपको
He and Hyunmin have come online at basically the same time. You know, took other players early on.
अभी मेरे को मेरा ये दे
We were looking at flashback. We were looking at actually Chronicle even before Alpha started having insane games. But now Hyunmin
flashback
looking like the players to watch.
टॉप 1% पे आ गए वो लोग अभी
So the Waylay ult not used, not wasted, but also didn't guarantee them that bonus round win. Now you're looking to apply maximum pressure to Fnatic here.
भाई पेरिस में हो रहा है
and a slow siege attempt. What Fnatic know and love is to find their style over all these years.
And DRX were really struggling with that last time we saw them play.
कितना राउंड जीतना रहता है अरे तू ये नहीं देखा अरे तेरा ये मैसेज इसके पीछे रह गया वो पोल बना ना उसके पीछे छुपा था कितना राउंड जीतना 13 राउंड जीतना रहता है लाइक 13 राउंड लगातार जीतना रहता है बट एज ऑलवेज यू नो 13 राउंड ऐसा हो नहीं पाता ओवरऑल तो उसको फर्स्ट हाफ होता है नहीं अभी भी डेविल में क्राई खत्म नहीं हुआ अरे और बेस्ट ऑफ 5 में से 3 जीतना इन लोग को नहीं ये क्या मार रहा है ये कैसे मार रहा है क्या मार रहा है
Turning a fire brings it to that 2v2 still out wide.
पकड़ा उसको देगा पिक
flashback is
nice
calm, cool and collected with the aim. Boja's there and a dimensional drift just to spot out this last straggler. Bosta spotted.
टपली दिया पीछे से
Green puts a bullet to the back of his brain. That's 3-1 now for DRX, leading nice and early.
And you see there how DRX look to try to take the fight. I think across this series, you're going to see DRX be the ones on defense trying to up the tempo, trying to take the engagement to Fnatic. And Fnatic's job
how
is to
many
make
kills
that out,
will Kayak get in next Neon Ultimate?
Be able to hit a site that isn't stacked.
Can Kayak अपने ult से 2 लोगों को निकाल सकता है? मुझे लगता है निकाल सकता है.
Especially when you're playing against a Yoru. Gate crash, flashback, straight there on A.
एक के लिए अपन ये करके रखते हैं बेट क्योंकि मेरे को लगता है कि उसको पकड़ा जाएगा उधर ही उसको रोकेंगे.
Very much all in here, but with a hinder and a dash.
स्लो करके उसको मारा रे. शर्म करो लाला शर्म करो
pressured and stressed. It is a weaker buy for Fnatic, so they can afford to take these risks.
Most of the kind of player that loves to mess around with this top mid area. That's why DRX are also putting 3 players in this spot.
एक बात बोलनी है बाद में तुमको.
Be wary of it. The EMEA teams love focusing on this area of Sunset on their attack sides. But easily dealt with.
Right.
Dynamic duo. Really making sure that they can that one. Now you've
अपनी मार दी रे.
Alpha. Play you do not want to get
भाई अल्फायर के सामने मस्ती नहीं करना.
Dominant. The matchup they played versus each other, but Mako will ensure that there is no danger, no funny business. Nothing that could get out of hand soon enough here. So,
well, Alpha's not even really online there. That was his first kill in the game so far.
Right.
You know, before that, 0-4. He's also not someone that we see play a lot of Vice. This is only his 3rd time ever picking up Vice.
3rd time खेल रहा है वो.
That's 2 within the last couple of months. So, you know, it's something that he's dabbled with a little recently. But you need to see him being able to take those fights over towards B main, rely on his incredible rifling skills.
क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग को समझता नहीं है क्या?
Aspas, who obviously had a ridiculous tournament, but after he took
आसपास 80 किल मार रहा था भाई बेस्ट ऑफ कितना राउंड लगा? हाँ बेस्ट ऑफ 3 में से 2 मैच में मैं वो 80-80 किल तक जा नहीं 2-3 मैच में 80-80 किल तक जा रहा था वो
And you're really relying on, I think, at least on 2
और
out of
गंदा
5 other
डोमिनेट के
players
आसपास में
to turn up in a match like this.
Oh, for sure, because I mean, DRX are going to test you. They're going to
Yeah.
take fights often. Gunman and Flashback are prime examples of that. They've been set the pace, meta-defining almost from the way that DRX are playing this Waylay Euro composition. And I love that they made this adjustment as well to the sunset. I haven't liked it when Flashback has been playing in Neon. More of a fan of when they do sync it up with the Yoru, but Flashback is more comfortable. And listen,
लेट्स गो भाई ऑडियंस देखो भाई ऑडियंस देखो
On your defense side to have those fast rotates coming through.
For sure.
Something that was really hurting them on Haven too, where they run the Neon. But it's so sick to see our top 3, a different team from each region, all bringing a different flair to the final 3 of this event. A 4-player stack for DRX to open, but remember, Flashback going to be able to reposition.
भाई ये वायर भी उसने रिबिल्ड डाला
Quick B split on the cards for Fnatic. Not that they run those fast rounds often, but Boaster has been throwing them in a bit more than he was at Toronto, for example.
Very
looking
aggro.
to test. Yeah, getting really aggro. These are opportunities actually for Alpha to try to take one of those engagements, but he's not in the right position to punish this time.
Very aggressive when you still have the cam up, but might not be expected. The entire setup really does hinge on him. He's not going to be pressured unless Chronicle walks about past that box, but mid being contested.
काया का भी पकड़ के रखा है स्पॉट अगर मिड से कोई पीक दिया
be split in through market. Prowler deal with a trip, but no one left to punish that spot. I'm going to be broken, and again, this is unexpected.
हमारे इधर इसको कैंपिंग बोलते
Why would
हैं
you ever think that he could be lit up?
वो कैंपिंग नहीं बोल सकते
Flashback trying to deal that damage still.
क्योंकि थिंग इज ज्यादा दूर को
In the process, no kill claimed, but you can see some ults now being offloaded to Nightfall to lead the charge. Horns towards the back. Hyunmin's looking to really speed this one up. He's slowed Fnatic down to a crawl. Crouch tucked tight, seeing if they can avoid the ire of the opposition. Again, double blinds it up. Hinder comes out as a result of it, and Bane locking down one of the extra avenues, ensuring that he buys time for his team to get in.
They are so claustrophobic right now.
They really are. Fnatic are trying to see if they can find a way to bite.
अल्फायर संभल के सॉरी अल्फायर संभल के क्यों बोल रहा हूँ ह्यूमन संभल के रुक ओके दिया गया भाई एक एचपी था रे उसको बोलने के लिए एक एचपी था वो क्या कर रहे हो
Taking a couple of extra liberties in that round, pushing deep into B main, into Alpha's territory, and freeing Destroyed. That kill, though, so crucial from Crashies, to give him credit too, because Hyunmin simply forcing
a flashback get one headshot in this round 7.
Had to get the Phantom out and win the duel quickly.
Flashback के पास क्या है? Vandal है. क्या Vandal round 7 में वापरेगा वो?
Utterly absurd that Hyunmin had a second ult to play with as well.
Yeah, he did. He's racking them up at a rapid rate.
Well, he's just farming the orb over by A main as well. He's just done it again at the very beginning of this round. He's just gone and got that.
Speaking of contested, another pick up through mid. Overdrive now popped off as well. This could be galvanizing. And how the hell do you deal with this one? If you flashback, you're going to respect that util. It's up to 3 now. He's going to hold them back out towards market. Ajar with the movement. Crashes. It's just trying to make it awkward. But it's not good enough. Not against the likes of him. Real heat up in form over the course of this tournament. He stamps down his authority over towards the B side. Time being bought for his team to get into the fray, into the fight.
Could be winnable here still, actually, with the Steel Garden. We'll see whether Alpha wants to commit it.
Waiting into the back pocket. Corners need to be cleared, though. That's great movement from Kayak. Just a jar again with that movement in time, but it's not enough to overcome. Massive player advantage, and DRX are going to be flexing with it.
Fnatic there choosing to try to take the duels instead, but that's a round where a couple of their players are just not going to be in a good position for the next on the economy. I know it's a weird spot because you're in a 3v5, but when Kaya gets the kill over towards Boba, I think that might even be a chance there of trying to rip an ultimate. Fnatic, though, do tend to be conservative in those kind of moments. They want to spend the ultimates on big, important rounds. And look at this buy. I said that a couple of players would have to eco, but what are we looking at here? 3 players full buy.
Weird one.
Guys, मुझे कल का watch party करना है. Thing is कि मैं थोड़ा सा busy हूँ कल.
Force, not force.
कल busy नहीं हुआ.
All right, so all light armor, a Stinger and a Spectre, it's gross.
Not the best of buys. Definitely scraping at the bottom of the barrel for that one. Again, no contestation over towards A main. It's purely mid control. The sole focus here for Fnatic. Backing away, Hunter's Fury, they see that one as well. That pressure coming in through into market, now the trip. Really going to be highlighting a lot of these players, and that's just to relieve most of it. Still with flashback going down, Alpha soon to collect.
Huge value from the Stinger, isn't it? Able to collect onto Freeing, who's gone pushing out in B main again and died. This is a gift for Fnatic, an absolute gift. They thought they would use massive amounts of ultimates in this round, and actually, they might get away with it. In a really good position now, 5v3 with full market control.
DRX have a bit of a buffer in the bank, but whether or not they want to go for it.
3v5. 3v4.
If they can find some kills. Paranoia is going to be good. Connection onto the 2, forcing Fnatic. Backing up. Digging in deep now into the side to try and hold this one back into the retake.
आराम से दोनों को ले सकते हो.
With Hyunmin falling, surely that's it. First domino that was needed. Mako will just try and exit and roll and retreat out, doing damage where he can alongside Bane here.
सीधे बोलो ना सगाई के लिए जा रहे हो. अरे मैं 100 बार बोल चुका हूँ. इसके लिए मैं अभी वापस बोल.
Despite the poorer weaponry.
Yeah, not even just save. Chronicle actually taking that fight towards the end, got his Rolling Thunder online. So now they have a breach ult to work with in the next 2. It'll make the next round easier, if anything, for Fnatic to be able to pull off. Kayak with a huge entry here towards Flashback and Market, but I think Freeing's got to stop going walkabout over there in B main. If you want to be controlling B main and taking the fight to Alpha, to potentially Chronicle, whoever's in that area, you got to have a buddy with you. You can't just be wandering in alone. You're putting so much risk there into the round. By the way, Hyunmin 3 away from having his 3rd ult online. Despite not having a kill, he's literally just picking up this A main ult at the start of every single defense round.
Again, no pushback. This whole game plan from Fnatic, putting the focus onto mid.
Yeah. At the same time, though, DRX not really adapting and putting more pressure over towards Market. They have a trip there for Flashback to play off, but he wasn't up to it previously.
Oh, Lion Prowler again, that trip. I want to really play off the back of this one. Way out into the open, that's a Steel Garden. You're going to be forced to respect that one. TPing back and away. Side up! Pulled out Freeing. Hello! Shorty into the hands of Bane. That's long distance and range of Freeing has been set up beautifully. Still jammed out. Hit
nice! Nice!
A supplementary fire. Hyunmin. The same for his comrade right when he was being stressed, strained and pressured.
And I take it all back. I said that DRX hadn't adapted. It's these two
players
classics who actually use Flashback as bait and then come and swing from Boba to hold on to market control. And then Hyunmin gets played in the back as well with his Saturate. They were so ready for that hit to come through, but instead of stacking inside market, they baited and lured Fnatic in. Really nice adjustment, actually. And that without a timeout.
No choice but अरे select तो क्या मैं?
Step further, double trips committed to market.
Hyunmin, what are you going to do at the start of this round? There's no point taking the ult orb. You've already got your 3rd ult online. And now, yeah, double trip in market.
Yeah.
So really trying to double triple down on stopping Fnatic from taking this space.
कोई हम लोग मार्केट छुपा के रखे पूरा. वन वे इन लोगों ने बनाया क्या नहीं वन वे वगैरह भी नहीं है.
And the buy is shoddy. Fnatic are going for a half.
It's all over the place.
2 Guardians, 2 pistols.
Kayak trying to force the issue as well, trying to take a fight forwards, but that is a good connection. Conversion pass is ready. These players are lit up. Hailers around ahead.
Not
quite good enough for the bodies. The players ready to swing out and trade
anyway.
Finding their mark and finding their footing. These are guns reclaimed, but again it comes from every single angle.
Nice. मार आराम से.
Crashes from behind. Looks to do the damage.
Oh, ult कर दिया.
No way. An exit out as well. This is uncertainty across the map, but it leaves it in the end all just down.
पकड़ा गया.
Snarled up, chewed up, stunned up. Know exactly where he's playing from. It's an essential 1v1, but he
Mako किधर है? Mako दे देगा. Mako दे देगा.
In his mind. Right time for Mako. Then claim to be made.
निकल. Oh, Prime भाई.
Wrapping pillar. Guessing game.
But now it's not planted for him.
It's a major difficulty. Not even really the right weapon for the job, but he just spots it. Freeing. Back to
पकड़ा गया. Diffuse को बैठ बोलेगा.
A bit of a move on. Smoke layer down. Haunt is broken. Freeing. Defense in his mind. The captain to cover through the smoke. Watching onto the angle. Mako falls. Freeing. Gets in time.
अगर वो बैठा भी रहता ना तो भी नहीं मार पाता वो.
DRX that 7th round.
Respect to Crashies for making that one close. Because DRX had them in their palm that whole time. Look at the way that they're taking all of these fights up through mid. It is a half bite from Fnatic, but DRX constantly fighting them, never allowing them to continue to move. They just got stuck in mid.
500 FPS आता है इन लोग को.
Second to last round of the half, and Fnatic have weapons to work with. Chronicle still sat on 1 kill. Unusual to see for the winningest player of all time in Valorant, playing for his spot in a second Champs Grand Final.
Love that opportunity.
बस दिसे भी एक खेल
About
लेता हूँ.
rounding out the trophy cabinet for Fnatic. Chronicle got tons of trophies back home. Looking for the chance to lift that second here. Mako pressured. Paranoia will have to be offloaded here.
अंधा कर दिया.
Spacing on it just right.
अच्छा हुआ.
Slowed it down. A bit of a fake TP into the corner. He is hard committed.
Here comes the breach ultimate.
Rolling
Waylay
under
to
Mako.
respond.
Nice one,
Still
Mako.
holding down a conversion path like you said, and that sets it up.
ले लिया. ले लिया.
Slow to a crawl.
ले.
And the flood
Mako दे रहे ला चुप को.
to whatever Fnatic were up to.
They've been waiting for that the whole time. Hyunmin sat there, feasting on the ult orbs. Throwing bodies in now to try to take down Alpha. You still got to give him a little bit of worry.
Of course you do.
40 seconds.
Down.
You know how good his rifling can be, but Mako squares up to it anyway. It's a 4-piece for him to finish.
And that's the game plan in a nutshell there for DRX, isn't it? You know that the attacking team is using double initiator comps with massive ultimates. So you just farm up your own huge defensive ult, and it counters it completely. I mean, these players are sitting ducks over here. Crashes and Chronicle can do naught but die.
इसका मुंह दे.
And now Fnatic push down onto an eco round again. This has been a disaster of an attack half for them. Last time these two teams played, Bosa was calling rings around Mako, and now I feel like the prep work has flipped things entirely on its head.
DRX have really come into this one primed, ready. Round 12, last chance and a half.
The only major weakness has been over here towards B main, but it's been in the mid round, not the early round, when they've baited freeing into going for walks.
Massive group up. Ult earned up as well off the back of that orb. Plenty of them to work with if you're Fnatic.
Bane has the Outlaw, 4 players with light armor on the other side, and they are going back over towards mid.
Not ready yet.
Double hold up. Smoke in your face though. What can be broken as a drone used in response of it. Just the acknowledgement you're looking for, Mako. It's an ult used just to see if they were taking up a bit of that space into main. Prowler forwards again. Nothing else alongside it. It's fake pressure from Fnatic. They're looking to end this one on B.
Yeah, it has actually pulled Hyunmin over towards the A side though. So, still with DRX, having 3 players ready to defend the B split, but Steel Garden's going to force them out.
Steel Garden fault line, slowing it down, free.
He
did get out just in time, but that is a lot of ults being used now. Overdrive, and that's
Nice
free.
try.
Just putting the bullet straight to the body. And the brain of Kayak, double holding up. Hyunmin is fast.
Gestan, घुस 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 घुस.
What is that? From the bloody brink.
क्या मारा Hellfire ने.
Inserts himself and shouts out his authority onto the round. What a stamp to end round 12.
Nice one, भाई. GG's.
Alpha has been huge for them in a couple of big moments. 13 kills he ends with, 1 behind Hyunmin, who also had a monstrous beginning. But in terms of rounds on the board, Fnatic are scraping the bottom of the barrel just to get 4. Yes, they lost the pistol, but I think you expect more from Fnatic on their attack sides. This is going to be tough to recover on the next half of Sunset.
Absolutely, it's going to take a lot to recover from that one here. Still down with a deficit, but for now we're sending it down to the floor. Coach Milan's
What's my rank? I said no, na?
Et bonjour Paris, hello everyone. I'm very glad to welcome David, Milan's best friend, here with me. So
round 3.
Welcome to Paris. It's a pleasure to have you here. And you've been able to see Milan's evolution. He started as an analyst and assistant coach, and now he's back to head coach. So how do you feel about, you know, his evolution? Does he make you proud? What about all those responsibilities that he's having right now?
I'm super proud of him.
Flawless हो सकता है.
Decided in him to be the best coach in the world. He is super willing to learn.
How many
from
sheriff
everyone and
purchased half
position.
pistol round?
He never thinks he knows it better, and I think that's That's what makes him such a good coach.
For sure. Donc première question,
2 to 3
comment est-ce que tu as vu un peu l'évolution de ton meilleur pote Milan?
10
On
player
le
है
sait, il a commencé en analyse, maintenant il est head coach, il a eu plus de
तो वो लोग
responsabilités.
तो कम
Comment
से
tu
कम
vois ça?
पकड़ ही लेंगे
Je suis trop fier de lui, il a le
4 to 5
potentiel
would be the
d'être l'un des
right
meilleurs coachs du
answer
monde
for
et
me,
surtout
I
il
guess.
reste curieux tout le temps pour essayer d'apprendre des autres. And the second question I'm going to ask you is, we know that you both are a very good duo IRL for sure, but what about in-game? Have you guys been able to play together? Who's the best one?
Milan is by far the better player, but we do work well together because he just makes me bait for him, and then he gets it done.
You're just the wingman, right? He just makes you go in.
I'm just a human shield.
A human shield for the coach for your best friend. Deuxième question, on sait que vous êtes un très bon duo dans la vraie vie, meilleurs amis, mais est-ce que c'est pareil dans le jeu?
BMW sponsor इन लोग का
Milan est largement meilleur que moi.
हमारा इधर Dream 11
Thank you so much, David, for
और कौन
joining
सा है
in.
वो
We're gonna see if
राजनिवास
FNC
पान
can take the
मसाला
victory on Sunset. See you.
Time to find out. They're going to have to really dig deep, pull this one back. Currently down 4 rounds, but you never know with a pistol round, a follow-up. You can always even it up. But for now, two of these teams, and when we've been talking about them being defined by the veteran presences, Boaster,
इंडिया में तो
Mako,
Coinbase भी बंद कर
quarters
दिया
formed
है
around them. But it is the rookies that define a team like DRX. And Hyunmin, my God, he saved them in a game the other day, and he is off to an absolute lightning start. He's 14-9 so far, but his opening half.
ये कौन कन्या है
I think he got up to 11
नहीं मेरे
kills
को
in
नहीं
like
पता
round 6, something like that, when he got his second ult online. And then from there, managed to get a
मेरे
third
चाचा
ult
की
by
बेटी थी
farming
नहीं
ult orbs. So, yeah, he was absolutely instrumental in getting DRX
कुछ मिस हो रहा
up to
है
this lead very early on. And I think you need that. Now, we also don't know what these rookie players are going to be like over the course of a full BO5.
For sure.
Yeah, it's not a sprint, it is a marathon. Not only do you have to start strong, but you have to finish strong too. Here come Fnatic going on a walk down mid to open up their defensive pistol.
It's a bit of a set idea. Spotted out. Chronicle has been lying in wait, holding that foul line in case there is that tower's pressure.
Yeah, he's looking for anybody to try to punish in that direction. Playing a very supportive breach in this map. Hasn't really got a chance to get involved in too many of the gunfights himself on even terms. Here's freeing, re-exploring again. Spots that mid setup has been dismantled and calls for his team to come back in that direction.
Crashies walking around here. Will freeing contest it. Will even spot it just the shoulder. Not sure if he saw the signs of life, but
8-4
I think Freeing's doing a great job here.
भाई 9-3 वाला कर्ज भी लगता है 8-4 क्या बोल रहे थे
Of where the gaps should be. Having spotted the Neon and the breach in mid, you know that they were about to go and follow all of that noise up towards B. They might have just missed the timing though. Chronicle and Boaster are onto this.
Big rotations. Fnatic making sure to get reinforcements in place. Go towards A. That's a miss on the dart. Crash is revealed up, so position going to be noted. Horn is going to be.
I don't think so.
One way.
They still have the fault line to defend with, and Boaster's paranoia, but Boaster's starting to think it might not be an A finish.
Chronicle is going to come down to reaction times here. Holding util once to square up and take that fight. Double ups. Shoulder to shoulder. Him and Crashy. He's doing enough damage. Make sure to slow the approach. DRX really being stalled up, chewed up, and with that C's connecting, trying to spot the tendrils. Where the hell are those bullets going? Time is of the essence. No anticipation for Mako, but it's all being covered. Chronicle, what a time to come alive. Bane trying to batter his way past this one, but with time going down to the shreds at finer moments, it is Fnatic claiming that pistol, sorely needed.
There's the GOAT, there's the guy who's won all the trophies. Apart from the champs one, that one's eluded him, but he's on for it potentially at this tournament. Chronicle comes alive here, asked a lot of, doubles up with Crashies. The two players with the experience of playing in Champs Grand Finals before, and they get it done on the pistol. Fnatic, the kings of comebacks. Didn't work for them yesterday. They went out a bit too easy. But usually you're seeing them recover all sorts of stuff. They went down 10-1 against DRX and still won on Haven. Just in the playoffs of this tournament alone.
Their careers have been defined by it. I mean, remember lock-in. This team knows how to dig deep, they know how to pull it back, and they know that every single game is winnable.
That's a lovely little combo there. Sees over the top, you get confirmation, you get information on the player aftershock. They're forced to peek into the bullets or die.
मैं तो बोला ही तेरे को ये तो नहीं होगा
Starting to heat up here.
4-9 तो नहीं
Like
होगा
I said earlier, I really think you look at Sunset and Corrode. We haven't even seen Fnatic on those two maps, but DRX are so good at the maps towards the end. Fnatic need these wins early on. At the very least, they need to win on either Sunset.
तू Fnatic का comeback वाला मैचेस नहीं देखा है ना? 10-2 से भाई इन लोग ने ये कर दिया था. Boom bam.
But more than that, you need the players to be on as well, especially with the way that DRX likes to take those dry fights. On the attack side, though, DRX are going to be running at you, zip-zapping all over the place.
If we the spike next
Turn your
round.
sensitivity up to try to deal with Youngman and Flashback.
Just try and swap them down, but tricky.
Operator है.
Hard to pin them down as players.
Kayak's pulled out the
नहीं,
operator, looking
plan
over
करने नहीं
towards
देंगे
elbow.
वापस होगा.
But no dice just yet. DRX instead slowly taking mid control. Both teams with a pretty similar idea on their attack.
Yeah.
Push the
Focus
defenders
over
out of
towards
mid.
mid. I think it makes a lot of sense as well. Fnatic
अगर कायाक ने ऑपरेटर के लिए निकालना ना राउंड भी गया.
mid avenues.
Yeah.
You don't have the concrete info of having a trip up.
Yeah, you don't get that cam that can peek through market into mid as well.
Kayak though, this is potentially unexpected, but now he reveals the hand, the operator purchase. DRX now know what's up. Drone's going to be used shortly after, making sure to clear most of the way, and he gets the tag on the crash.
अरे पकड़ा.
Prowler to repost and set up Kayak forwards again. This is mid-round
Mid
information
पे
that is
जाओ, mid पे
critical.
check करो.
Stack of bodies of Fnatic now, leaning
Okay.
over towards B.
Breach.
Mid.
पता नहीं उधर क्यों है.
That's a call to be made here, the 50-second mark.
Breach इधर मत देख.
Chronicles expecting
थोड़ा
to
सा.
market here.
Contestant, smoke in your face as well.
He can swing around and fault line all of this for Crashies to play through.
Border peak, it's a horn forwards again, but now this is getting a little bit messy. It's a fault line again. Sidestepped and avoided. Sees is good and the paranoia a little bit better, but still, Youngmin lights out, double dash forwards again, but recalled back just to get tricky with it. Chronicle forced out into the open. His position noted from prior. Now Kayak and Crashies. No intention of holding this one down. No intention of playing this one into the retake.
I know.
Save the big
चलो
two
ये
stick.
prediction भी अच्छा गया मेरा. Diffuse तो नहीं होगा.
I like the idea from Fnatic there that you've got Chronicle in this swing position where he can either send a fault line down into market or he can turn around and send a fault line off in this direction as well. The problem being that they were incentivized to fight into a crossfire for DRX. DRX had already managed to slip into that defense side spawn. And it became a brawl in very close quarters.
Operator save करने के लिए कितने कोने में बैठे उन लोग
Crashies
बैठे
to be the one backstabbing and being aggressive rather than the players from Boba looking to try to take the fight. These kind of scraps and small execution errors, probably just a lack of experience really for Fnatic because they don't want to play on this map very often.
भाई कितना चुप हो जाते रे बाकी की पब्लिक भी.
But that's because both teams have had it as a permaban at this event at some point. Oh, and that's... I mean, it didn't, honestly, it didn't end up mattering at all, did it?
Yeah, he didn't care.
Gilman's just immediately activated off the back of it.
भाई उसको एक्टिवेट कौन करता है?
Weapons still online for Fnatic. Yet to get up to any of those ultimates. Kayak would love to get himself into a position where he can actually take some fights. He was holding the whole of A main in the previous round, and that's still really good information for Fnatic to call around. But you also just want to put your star player in a spot where they can get kills on the board. Early drone pushes back Alfia towards B main. Kayak investigating, curious.
Again, mid being left entirely open. Full extremity control is the name of the game for Fnatic. I mean, they've got the op line, they've got A main control for now.
Kayak got himself onto a fairly deep position. And Bane's already used the drone early on, remember? He pushed Alfia off. So that means they don't have the tools to deal with Kayak.
कोई है नहीं रे.
Confident on this spot, but again, like I said,
टॉक्सिक वाला मैंने पढ़ा. बच गए वाला भी पढ़ा.
That's not where DRX are looking to
Fnatic में टॉक्सिक कौन है वो वाला पूछा उसका ही तो बोला और स्कॉट भाई वाला मैंने इग्नोर किया. ऐसा ये तो नहीं बोलना चाहिए.
They claim at least, and the space is there for DRX. Flashback.
मार खाएगा.
See if he can take that fight, but Kayak finally spotted and reveals his hand. He's doubled up. Has some backup.
खाएगा.
Shoulder just peeking out, but you really want to test that guy, Kayak.
मैं बोला और वही हो रहा है. खाएगा खा रहा है.
Nice ideas from both teams, in my opinion. DRX trying to contact onto Fnatic and caught two players really.
8-4.
The first one.
अभी क्या स्कोर है?
Managed to find a jump.
We'll come back to tie up the round score this map. Yeah.
And then Flashback goes and tests Chronicle. We've got ourselves a small
Equal up तो हो जाएगा इन लोग का.
But of course the
way they are playing, there is full chance कि वो ये हो जाएगा.
Fnatic
जीतेगा. Fnatic जीतेगा, but अभी के लिए इन लोग ने जो ये लिया है, क्या बोलते हैं इसको, ओटी लिया है, सॉरी टाइम आउट लिया है, वहाँ उन लोग बात करेंगे.
I've already noticed as well a bit of a change in DRX's play, I think, on their attack side, because when they initially played against Fnatic, you were seeing
technical issues
trying to fight them forwards a lot, trying to pull util out of them. And DRX are opting into a lot of contact plays, trying to save util, trying to get into positions to pounce when they spot the target.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi
so
issues हो गया.
It's a really good pickup.
Yeah.
आगे इन लोग का
I think
रायन
that's also
ऐसा
just
राउंड आ
it
गया.
suits DRX's comp. You want to contact at the start of the rounds and then explode as soon as you get into position to exec a site. But while we got a tech pause, just
hello.
Hey, very
वो
good,
देख,
very good.
वो जो बजा रही है वो भी एक कन्या है, सुंदर लग रही है.
It is another incredible end to an event here at Champions. Like I was saying earlier, a top 3, all from different regions. Again, showcasing how global a game is. DRX looking to take their 3rd trophy for Pacific this year. Each one would have been lifted by a different team as well.
Yeah,
T1, then PaperX, then DRX. And then Fnatic. All-time greats, really, aren't they? They're the best team, the greatest team of all time, but have never quite been able to get across the line when it comes to Champions, the biggest event that we have in Valorant.
क्या बोलते हो उसे?
It would be the thing that
दोबारा
would complete the cabinet.
दोबारा है ना वो?
Trifecta. They've got lock-in, never to be.
वो देखो देखो देखो.
Masters.
ड्रम वाले के पीछे.
Rounded out with champs would be a dream for them, but still.
यार क्या बजा रही है, उन लोग ने भाई जूम करके बताया कि ये देखिए बजा रही है.
And this is a team been scary, honestly. The Slayers are the first seed. Bit of a rollback in a round, not too sure why.
Yeah, well, we had a crash.
Hey, ये देख तू, lame.
Round rollback here. I didn't catch it while the round was live, but that's a devastating one because Fnatic had a really nice answer there, and Kayak had sick individual impact. So he's going to have to try to replicate that just to get the gap back down to between 2.
Good tidings here for Fnatic. Or further back, Alpha can't really kill the clone in time, so it's unfortunate for him. Triggered early. Now primed, ready for the pounce. Bit of an exec coming through. Thorns to slow it down. Youngmin, it's not Favor trying to take a fight like that. Will recall all the way back into it. Still, it's going even, not quite. Scales being tipped in the favor of Fnatic, all at the back of Alpha here. Doing some heavy lifting now, 17.
अभी क्रैशेस का है ना, सीन तेरे को बता दो आगे क्या होगा.
Down back to that spectator seat. Man's not down for DRX.
ब्रिज के पास कुछ है. ब्रिज के पास अपना सारी चीजें है, एबिलिटीज है. तो डिफ्यूज को बैठेगा, ब्रिज अपना एबिलिटीज डालता रहेगा.
He's already used one, but the next one's going to be coming back online very shortly.
Oman smoke कर सकता है.
To clear most of the way, spotting out the players. Youngmin wants a chance to shine here for Boaster. What a shot! Adjustment though from Bane. Micro flicker that, and it's really just Bane can't quite wrangle control of that rifle in time for Fnatic. An instant answer back after that unfortunate rollback at a round.
Tolia, I told you.
Alpha in spots like that where he's pissed off about something, he just activates, man.
Oh yeah.
He definitely refuses to lose in these kind of situations. His attitude is one of a winner. He's popping off with Jake at the end there as well. I think that's what was really missing actually in Fnatic's game against NRG. It was a mentality issue. It felt like there was no one player who would make the big play and rally the team behind them. I know that Pansy and Mike were talking about it as well, but it usually is somebody like Alfia.
Yeah.
And he's at the top of the table right now. Tucking behind, dodging the recon dart as Kayak gets played in a little here as well. You see both Thorns and the wall set up to stop a market split. So Fnatic's setup really heavy around B main control.
B main control freeing, hold on. Might be surprised sorely here. Okay, well he still ends up finding out one. A deep push of Alpha, almost anticipating there would be a second player with him, because why would Alpha be playing that brave and brazen up towards main?
I think he might have even caught a glimpse of Kayak, just for a moment.
Gearing up for the B split.
Yeah, he found the perfect line there, didn't he? Kayak's going to find it hard to get out of this spot, even as Neon. He's got to land the first.
First shot goes wide, it just was all there.
Oh!
You said it, spoke
उसका dash में उसको मारा है.
Sent him packing. Head slams back to the seat, same can be said for Boaster here. An instant answer. What an entry from DRX.
They dealt with that challenge so cleanly. We're talking about freeing going walkabouts in B main on the defense side, but they're on attack. He just finds the perfect little angle. Fnatic are trying to set up a crossfire where Kayak's watching the left side so that Alpha can focus on main. And again, maybe it's just a bit of inexperience on the map. Maybe it's not quite knowing the angles and how an attacker would peek into that situation. Maybe Alpha should be a couple steps further forward, so his back's covered. But reality of the situation is that Freeing was able to dismantle that easily without being traded. And now the task is just to hold on to guns, because Boaster and Alpha have very little money to work with.
Yeah, they need these 2 rifles if they want to get a buy going for the next. A few players have built up the bank, but still that pressure coming through. We'll see if Freeing decides to take that fight and the swing. Smoke up. They're happy to let them keep him.
Yeah, funky little smoke there towards the end.
Very good.
Yeah, I mean,
देखना
Alpha just not quite having his back.
उसने बस ब्रेक ये किया.
And Kayak misses his shot, which could have bailed him out.
नहीं करना था, वो मिस हो गया, उधर ही खत्म था.
Boaster has a stinger,
वापस को
willing
उस
to
पे
take the
आया.
knock for his team. His job.
बोस्टर की जरूरत नहीं है, वो काया का अगर अपना ये बेचे ऑपरेटर तो शायद बोस्टर को भी अच्छा बाय दे सकता है.
In terms of where the wall is positioned from Alpha, yeah, Thorns as well, but Kayak early on taking the op to look over towards tiles. DRX have, I think, done a really good job at the start of this.
ये कैम अच्छा है.
Not really showing face anywhere.
कैम में कैम अच्छा है बहुत ज़्यादा.
It's hard to anticipate where they're going to end.
Let's see next time. मैं जब भी खेलूंगा तब मैं
Like you said, always sowing that
कैम ट्राई करूंगा.
question marks across the map. Despite the operator in the hands of Fnatic, it's a pretty good tool for gaining mid-round information. Makes the calling a little bit easier when Kayak can get posted, but
they haven't been walking into it.
No.
The one round where we saw him really get active
भाई वो
was the round
देखना
that didn't count.
चाहिए. हार्ड पिक देके रखा है.
Stunted crashes is putting on a brave face over towards A.
नहीं
Chronicle by his side. He can
नहीं.
feel a little bit of info if he's feeling the pressure, but DRX are taking it now towards this operator again. Kayak has been posted all game long. Had a few chances. Smoke in his face though, denies him. The sight line.
They're going to contact through that.
It's a flash forwards again, but that has just gone wide again with a shot. Flash didn't even connect to the first place, but what a stun. Follow-ups there. Fnatic filling in the gaps, making sure to reinforce all the available areas where there could be that weak spot. Double dash forwards again, Freeing, doing some damage. Carving out a path to success into B. Flashback. There's a TP as well, just to get into the cross. Has that spike in his hands, and now a fight forwards again. Convergent paths. This sort of connection just into the back. Chronicle was a sit-in duck. No help, no bailout, but Boaster will at least answer back. Flashback and free now in a 2v3. Nightfall now used to get some audio information. It's going to be 2 tags. Plenty more where that came from now. You can see it. Fnatic gearing up.
Oh, the
One step back, turn over the TP forwards. No sound cues. Freeing. It all comes down to reaction. He's not going to be knowing exactly where Boaster's playing. And he slipped the net into a 1v1 now, but time ticking away onto the defuse. Half earned. Boaster taps, trying to pull Freeing out wide and into the open, but he doesn't expect it. Not from behind, like a dagger in the back. It's Freeing to earn DRX at 11th.
It's such a good idea from Boaster, but he doesn't double swing with his teammates into
सीन क्या हुआ? मेरे को पता तो हारे कैसे लोग. ये जो भी लेफ्ट में था ना बंदा, ये मरा. ये जो है साइफर. साइफर को बताना चाहिए था. नहीं. क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं?
In critical moments, allowing just a small avenue and DRX take it.
ऊपर वाले से जो भी मरा ना, वाइस मरा ना साइफर से. तो वाइस को पहले बताना चाहिए था कि बंदा ऊपर है.
A normal team, Brent. What are they going to win?
वो नीचे वाले से दूसरा बंदा मर गया. बट वाइस का साइफर का लोकेशन उसने नहीं बताया था. तो बोस्टर को लगा कि वो मेन में खड़ा है. ये तो गलती है. यही तो गलती है मेरे लाला.
Dynamic duo. Hyunmin will dash in if he doesn't feel comfortable taking a fight. He'll recall back and he'll set up flashback as well for the entry, getting information in the process. So, you know, DRX, not only do they have the shooters, but they set each other up for success constantly.
It was a nice one, but
highly into their wheelhouse.
Could have done better.
Feel the pressure it's putting onto Fnatic. In a matchup like this, unfamiliar territory, it's shaky ground to begin in this best of 5. It's worth reiterating, it is a best of 5. It's going to be a long haul, a marathon, really. Yeah. Something that the rookies on DRX are not going to be too experienced with.
No, there is a possibility that they could burn themselves out a little bit and not have that towards the end where you really need to put your opponent away, especially a team that's used to comebacks like Fnatic. But at the same time, the final 2 maps are just so stacked for DRX.
Definitely feels like it on paper. favoured for the underdog to carry it forwards all the way to a grand finals and keep that lower bracket run dream alive.
Here comes Alpha, walking down mid. We talked about the fact that in tough moments, he's often the player that drags Fnatic, kicking
VRX
and
है भाई,
screaming
China का
forward.
best team है.
Walkabouts, Guardian in hand.
अभी.
Kicking and screaming, he might have just done it, but surely, what is that?
भाई.
Where did the... I'm not too sure.
Bullet कहाँ गया?
Shots go! Need a 0.25 at that one.
How on earth? Has he got a Bible in his back pocket?
Might have been
Bible in his back pocket.
there, but
Damn, bro.
In a moment like this, when a weaponry...
Did he add? भाई क्या ही तगड़ा reference दे रहे लोग.
Willing to take point now. Answer back for his team. Still, guns not able to be reclaimed from spots like that, but rapidly approaching. This is Fnatic now trying to apply the pressure and the squeeze. Paranoia forwards. Kayak's damage done. But inside the spawn, flashbacks no more. It's up to Bane now in a 1v3. Ults against him. Steel Garner will push him out to the outer reaches of the site. Kayak as well going to be that human drone. Gets the info, exactly what they needed, and now Discipline played for, trying to set this one up, the 3-2-1, and swinging past it. Fnatic are not done yet.
Even with the best clutcher of the tournament on the other side, Bane has been immaculate.
Best clutcher
Fnatic
of tournament,
persevere. 3v1, played that beautifully. Kayak putting his body on the line and setting up with Discipline to close out. A MasterCard Thrifty. And it's Alpha again to me, who he constantly is the playmaker in these kind of moments.
Hello.
Is he moving? Is that what causes the inaccuracy? What's
aim punch?
I mean, the second shot aim punched,
yeah.
that is ridiculous.
Oh my God.
The first shot just straight up missed, I think. Maybe a bit of movement inaccuracy. That is by the finest of margins. Fnatic getting themselves in a position to be able to win that one with low eco. And going for a tiles crunch here.
Hello.
Pushing down.
Yeah, pace increased. This is completely subverting the expectations. Fnatic, we know them to be a bit of a slower team, but no one home, no one waiting in the wings to receive all that pressure. It's flashback now without dimensional drift. He's going to be gaining a ton of info. Backside control, Rolling Thunder. This is committed nice and early. Push back. Again, not allowing for that plan to go down, to get it into the post plan once more. Still with that util up. Wall into your face in close quarter combat. That's where it's going to be thriving now. Hunter's Fury, another layer towards it. And there is no comfortable ground to stand. DRX, they fill up the feed and get to that 12.
They absorbed that Rolling Thunder beautifully. All backed up, stabilized, and then counterpunched. Smacked Fnatic with a silver ultimate of their own and just won so many of the duels. DRX has got some shooters, as does Fnatic, but rounds like this, all of the important kills going the way of the Korean squad. Nods of approval from the coaching booth. This was supposed to be a difficult map for them. This one that they've been banning repeatedly. Even Paperthin didn't quite have hope here to start, and DRX are up to map point.
That's right, one more round for an unreal opener here. The best of 5 lower finals, pressure into the corner. Alpha, yeah, spotted out. There's that recall, and look at it. They just follow it. The sight lines onto the minimap. The blind is good. The rifle aim could be a little bit better, but still, it's the kill that counts.
Oh, and now a little bit of patience called by Mako. A 5v3 on the verge of winning map 1 of the lower bracket final, and he just makes sure everybody is calm and resets. There are no mistakes to be made here. No opportunities for Fnatic to get back in. They've had to spread the defenders back out. And Chronicle alone with a stinger in the right place at the wrong time.
Maybe the sole recipient of this one, Mako. So not used just to clear that front section of sight. Sees the all clear. Smoke layered down. There's possibilities. And this one, but no one's really home.
कायक जिंदा है तो शायद से कायक और क्रॉनिकल्स है जो पूरा 100% ट्राई कर सकते हैं.
He's there, operator in hand, still finds it. Flashback now, left to answer back. Can he do it? Can he get it done? The reactions are fast as anything, and surely this is it. TP backing away, Kayak all on his shoulders to survive in our opening map here. The DRX just like that, they scatter, peel up the rug, peel up the curtain. DRX don't want to give any more opening fights, no more engagements. They want to play this one with discipline. They want to make that statement. And what a statement it is, leading this best of 5 lower finals with a win on Sunset.
We said it was going to be unfamiliar territory, unknowns to open this game. DRX came out with a bang, an 8-4 lead, and they've kept it going. Corrode, the next map coming up, we've never seen Fnatic on it at this tournament either, but they're definitely have the pressure on them for map 2.
Absolutely. Still going into the unknowns, of course. We're going to be stepping away. GB and the analyst desk will be breaking it all down for map number 1, so do not go anywhere.
I'm going. नाइस नाइस नाइस. चलो तब तक अपन वैलोरेंट का गेम खेलते हैं. जा किधर आया? आ गया. हाँ. गायब किया. यूमिन है? हाँ यूमिन है. एटलीस्ट कभी तो आया टॉप में. टॉप 5 में आता. हेडो हितेश भाई. 81 81 व्यूज गया रे आज की स्ट्रीम पे अभी तक. दिस इज नाइस. तगड़ा. कल वीसीटी का फाइनल रहेगा दोस्तों. अपन क्या खेल रहे थे? वैलोडेल. 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 गेस द एजेंट. क्लासिक भाई. आज का एजेंट क्या रहेगा? रैंडमली पहले शुरुआत करेंगे गेको से. फिनिक्स. अच्छा डुएलिस्ट नहीं है, यूके नहीं है, लड़का नहीं है. ठीक है. डुएलिस्ट नहीं है ना, लड़का नहीं है. क्लोव. जीत गए. थाम थाम थाम. ये रहेगी स्काई. स्काई या हर्बर है, बट स्काई में पकड़ के चल रहा हूँ. सोआ. मक्की भाई ब्रो, थैंक यू सो मच. चल नहीं रहा क्या? क्रिम्सन बेस्ट वैंडल है तुम्हारा. विच एजेंट इज दिस? आइसो. हार्दिक का ऐड दिखा. Which agent is described by the terrorist? Yes. Vice. रेना. कौन सा मैप है ये? ओके. राफ्टर्स में बंदा है. फिर मैं डिफेंडर हूँ. मिडवेंट. एरम्स. ए इसको कैसे भूल सकता है मैं? सप्लिट है. सप्लिट. अच्छा 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 अच्छा, ये जगह, ये कौन सी जगह में है? ये वो है, बी साइड है ना? हाँ, रुको 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 रुको। डिफेंडर स्पॉन में इधर से गया सीधी स्टार टावर। और भी नहीं है। नहीं रे, सनसेट नहीं है वो। अच्छा, सनसेट मैप का है। भाई मेरे को नहीं जम रहा। ए साइड, ए लिंक, ए मैन। गिव अप नहीं कर सकता क्या? भाई तू फ्रैक्चर है ये मैप। अबे आइस बॉक्स। नंबर ऑफ प्राइस, मेरी तो बूम बूम कर दी। नीचे मैसेज भी आ रहा है, मैं वो मैसेज ही नहीं पढ़ रहा हूँ। इतना अच्छा प्लेयर हूँ। अच्छा अच्छा। वेल वेल। क्या हम ये कर चुके हैं? वेल वेल हो चुका है। वेल वेल के अलावा और कोई मैप है क्या? गेम है क्या? वेल्डल, भी वेल्डल से ही देखेंगे। आज का एजेंट कौन? ठीक है। ब्रीम। इन लोग का ब्रीमस्टोन ही रखते हैं इन लोग पर। मेल है, कंट्रोलर नहीं है, तो रहेगा फिनिक्स। मेल है, डुअलिस्ट है, आइसो। और मुझे याद नहीं कोई है क्या। केस द पिक्सेलेटेड एजेंट। पिक्सेलेटेड एजेंट में मुझे लगता है ये है वाइस, जो कि मेरा आंसर वापस करेक्ट है। तुम्हारा भाई का दिमाग तो तगड़ा है। केस द मैप। ओके। कॉल मैप है। कॉल में से डिफेंडर से अगर मैं इधर से निकलूं, पानी रख के मुंह कर निर्दोष हूँ। इधर वॉल बैंक करता हूँ, इसके लिए मेरे को ज्यादा पता है ये चीज। इज द रैंक। हाँ, रैंक भी पता चलेगा। ओके, बंदा बहुत प्रो है।
Good attempt.
दिस वॉज हेड मार के आया ना अंदर। ब्रॉन्ज नहीं है, सिल्वर। गोल्ड। भाई इतना टाइम लेते हैं क्या इन लोग? मुझे दे देते, मैं मारता लोगों को फिर इतनी। भाई सो ये चेम्बर है ये। अच्छा, ये अल्ट का है।
on these lurks. Fnatic loves calling around the double lurks of
मैं
Alpha
2 मिनट
and of Kron and letting them kind of find different positions within the map. So I think Alpha continuing his
ध्रुव अगर तू स्ट्रीम पे रहेगा तो बोल दे बंदा सुसु ब्रेक हो गया है.
are going to be two big keys for Fnatic here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sid, are you liking what you're seeing here from Hyunmin and Flashback Map 1? They were absolutely dynamic. Are we expecting the same thing again here?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
It's going to be a tough one.
They're so good. They're on this map as well. Playing against this comp though, I feel like it's got to be so hard if you're Fnatic, even if you're prepped, to go up against those kind of combos.
I'm honestly hoping to see them fight the aggression with aggression. I think instead of just waiting for them to do something, I think...
Like get proactive, disrupt them and fight ahead, not let them dictate the game.
Not let them set the pace, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good note there. It's going to be a tough one across the stage, no matter who you're rooting for. But let's go ahead and get right back into the action. Here's Brennan Sideshow with Map 2.
This is really what we're going to be seeing, this DRX composition that we've been talking about thrive, to be honest, on Corrode. Execs are filthy stuff overall, but they're going to be starting on the defense half to begin. Fnatic, it is this untested territory. They haven't played it in Champs yet. Corrode, newest map in the pool, as an addition as well. You can definitely tell that some teams' playbook not as fleshed out, but got to agree with the desk. I'm pretty aligned. The flashy style that DRX love to play on a map like this really suits it. It's in their wheelhouse once more.
I think on this first half, before DRX can really get into their massive attack side exits, Fnatic have just got to be able to punish little peaks that DRX go for. You know, if Hyunmin's going to swing out mid, or if Freeing's going to be anchoring B and peeking into B main, Fnatic's players have got to be good enough to be able to hit that head and punish them. Because if you're not punishing the defensive players for taking fights like that, I think you've got no hope at stopping the executes in the other half too. And Fnatic need one of these maps early on in the series.
Early beginning, a lot of mid presence, emphasis being placed as well. A couple of shots rattled too. Kayak is going to be worse for wear. Still alive for now.
Looking for that peak coming out from Hyunmin. You know, the spot that the Waylay is going to be playing in over towards A-Link.
It's going to feel like A-Link pressure. It's going to go into a B split.
Yeah. And that puts things on Flashback.
Spotted, Freeing there onto the side as well. And, well, aim well trained, anticipating that this fight could be taken. Dinked across the board here. So much damage being done, and the Fnatic players getting whistled down. It's almost anything, nothing at all. Boaster very much alone now. ISO needs some bailout from the rest of his team. Flashback looking to see if he can square up and take that fight nice and early, but the IGL makes him pay and makes him hurt for it. Chronicle following up again. B-side's going to be there sort of taking here. 2v3 for DRX to play and make it a 1v3.
All on the back of Bane coming up through the flank. Alpha the first.
Yeah, it's an off angle as well. Not expected, not anticipated.
And the pop-off instantly from the Fnatic players. Boaster the hero in that round, man. Those three players that went up mid, I would like to see Fnatic do that a little slower, because they've got to know that somebody's going to be trying to put pressure on them from behind there. But when Boaster gets stuck in this corner, he fights his way out. And he's the player with Spike as well.
Yeah.
So if he goes down in that spot, it is curtains for Fnatic's chances on the pistol.
Why do I only get kills on pistols?
Well, you got the kill when it mattered, man. That was one of the biggest rounds that Fnatic will play on this map, because it also lets you, in theory, win an easy follow-up.
Freeing, not much to his name here. Prowler forwards. Clone is going to be happy to let it glide past. He hasn't set up a wall. No real util that they're bringing into this round, saving it. A deep push from DRX through mid. That's 4 players now. Freeing forwards. What an adjustment from Alpha. Snapping towards it. Reaction time test for Kron. Has to step up, but he's got Crashies to help out, supplement the fire out. Round out the round flawlessly. 2-0 now for the beginning on Corrode.
Strong opener there. Alpha showcasing that he's going to be able to take the fight to his opponents. I'm interested to see where this wall goes. Chronicle, 2 rounds now, has been putting it over towards B main. I would expect Fnatic to go and put it in mid for the majority of their attack side. But they might be trying to condition early on. It's this fight wall I'm discussing over towards B here. They might be trying to condition early on that there's going to be a lot of pressure over towards B main. And that should open up mid and A later on in the half. At the moment, though, they're just having to take mid control off the back of Boaster's smokes. And that is quite a bit harder. At the moment.
Chat add करो watch party में मतलब.
Oh, and Alpha Just takes a peek, not anticipated,
अब
not
भी ऐड चला
expected.
तो
What a
नहीं नहीं
mistake.
नहीं वैलोरेंट वालों का ये है कि उनके स्पॉन्सर्स के अलावा अगर तुम वॉच पार्टी कर रहे हो तो उनके स्पॉन्सर्स के साथ अपना स्पॉन्सर्स नहीं मिक्स कर सकते.
Critical win cons being met here for Fnatic's bonus round. We talked about it. You've got to be winning those 1v1s. DRX have been capturing that lightning in a bottle with the way that they've been playing.
Well, Mako was just unaware for the first, wasn't
he? Sure.
Flashback, if there was going to be a hero, a savior, it would be him.
Boaster.
Doesn't have the spike this time.
Yeah, there, and even jump spotting over, so he ensures and knows now that Flashback has drifted in. A flank pestering, and so many unknowns right now for TRX. I mean, they've got two players anchoring over towards A still. At this point, with the size of the map, you're looking at a save.
Yeah, you just have to save in this position. Fnatic have managed to work themselves a very nice round there. And Alpha was just so unexpected over towards A main. I think, again, that's the pressure that they've applied early in terms of going for splits, going for mid control. They were very noisy through mid. 2 stars and a haunt, and the wall itself, the Viper wall, is on B. So Marco probably just thinking that they're set up to take some mid and B pressure, not anticipating Alpha walking up, full contacting. Early as well. Yeah, very confident.
It's pretty critical here for Fnatic. We know they're a team with that resilience. They've been in positions back against a wall at times before. Flashback. I don't know if you want to contest with this guy. Still through the wall, he will eventually be peppered down. But 3-0 early bonus conversion for Fnatic is massive for them.
बिल्कुल गंदा भाई.
Best foot forwards after going down a map.
बंदों को मारने का क्या जरूरत था? ठीक है, उन लोग का बाय आ जाएगा, but still, it was not necessary to just give it their.
Yeah, I think the deeper the series goes, the more you're expecting the experience on Fnatic to start shining. Having said that, though, we've talked a lot about how this is going to tie the best that DRX has ever done. They haven't made it to a big final. This is also the best that Fnatic have ever done at Champs.
Yeah.
They've never made it to a podium spot before. DRX looking to try to take the fight to them in mid on a bit more of an eco round.
See them really squaring up. Look at that, the recall is popped off again, but it's haphazard, really thrown together at the last minute. But that blind is good. The damage not quite with the follow-up. Instant reaction called for here by Fnatic.
99.
Moving over towards B. Leaves it into the hands of Freeing, but he doesn't have a weapon for it. Only the full armor. Has the util though to try and slow them down. Everybody goes over the wall at the same time. The blind is even better. Bane drifting back and away here to trade intact here from Crashies and Chronicle. They combine their might, and that is a foul concoction to deliver death down to DRX.
Fnatic keep all of that momentum and pace going. Happy to dispel this fight happening over towards mid. And again, the Viper wall being used on B. Chronicle really sticking to his guts with this one. 6-0 beginning for the Viper player, and final kill. Marco just melting into dust.
Viper, fight with
this round, though, DRX finally get rifles back up. So this is our first proper rifle v rifle round. Flashback with an op as well at A-Link.
Looking towards it.
Haunt not broken. Hyunmin can't get out until just now.
It's not the best line as well. Look at the uncertainty in the way that Flashback's aiming.
नहीं
Poster is
pick मत दे.
Yeah, but also a massive force on the refract. Hyunmin using that really early in the round.
Yeah, Crash going to be fading soon enough. Fnatic though looking to see if they can increase the pace. Kayak's in, all the way forward. I mean, this guy completely ISO from the rest of his team. Doesn't matter. One-man army comes in.
Bane had util in his hands. He wasn't expecting them to be all the way on site already.
And his pace is just so unorthodox.
भाई उधर मारना एक बार. Wall bang होगा.
Normally the ones to take their time, but return at least to kill going his way. Dimensional Drift now is going to get that extra information. 1, 2, 3 players spotted, looking for the fourth, and he's found it. Now going to be calling for the rest of his team to see if they can collect these kills. Oh, that's a good blind. Flashback, exits, crashes, delivering and raining down and laying onto him. Goes both ways, and now in a 2v3, still all onto Hyunmin. Mako, see if they can find a way back past this one, but the smoke only just earned up, and Alpha's ready. He's got
right se marega.
In hands, ready for the peak.
And the mentality is starting to shift on Fnatic.
Oh, nacha re.
Anytime that they're in a bit of a winning streak, you're going to see the energy and the mood go up massively. But DRX are making some huge mistakes to allow Fnatic in here. We saw Alfia get the walk up over towards A main and get the kill on Mako round 3, I think that was.
Nice, come on!
Here in round 5, Bane has got util in his hands. He's just not
भाई इतना जोर से चिल्लाया. माइक का sensitivity ये चला
really
गया.
missing though the cues on when Fnatic are looking to try to take space and fight.
DRX doesn't get easier for them.
No. no real shields to work with.
Oh my god, I mean, they picked apart.
Yeah, that's just a kill through a wall as well. Boaster's been spraying that. Was looking to put the damage on Hyunmin in the previous round. And Alpha throwing away the gun to make sure the DRX can't pick anything up as they backfill some space in A main. It's been clinical so far in this attack half for Fnatic.
Just with the Sheriff, spots a player, that is a nasty shot. Tries to adjust the aim in time. Cooling down the Sheriff, but unfortunate. Not able to get that second. It's all Fnatic again. Laying claim over towards the site. Doubled up now by vsDRX. Alpha. It would have been contested with this guy. Hinder dropped down as well, 5 HP. Shorty, in your face. Gunmin picks up the upgrade, but again, plant down. Fnatic fully drilled in and now looking to see if they can do that extra damage. Hyunmin realizing he can't play for this one. And it needs to be a call, a pause, a tactical
First off, बहुत अच्छा
really from the coaching staff at this point. This is DRX just bleeding out.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one, because I think it's not just that DRX are playing their own game but making a couple of mistakes or Fnatic are out shooting them. DRX have got the wrong read entirely on the tempo that Fnatic want to play at, the style they want to play as well. They don't have footage of Fnatic playing this map at Champions, but it's not like that stopped them from having a great result on Sunset. Both of these maps, Sunset and Corrode, we hadn't seen Fnatic play here at Champs. But Fnatic, as the desk was pointing out, were having a lot of domestic success, or at least a little bit of domestic success. 2-0 on Corrode, the 2 times that they pulled it out in EMEA. And those teams that they beat, the fans of those teams that they beat as well, in a very familiar spot actually, rooting for Fnatic to save the region in another end of a tournament.
For sure, the weight of expectations, and that goes both ways. DRX and Fnatic, but weight and expectations, you're carrying the hopes and dreams of your region to really get something done. It's been a hot minute for EMEA.
It's been a long time.
I
mean, an even longer time if you want to talk about a non-Fnatic team lifting a trophy.
Oh yeah.
You'd have to go back to 2022 Copenhagen for FPX. And I mean, before that even, you're looking at Chronicle actually lifting the trophy and almost lifting the Champions Trophy in 2021. So they've got a huge amount of experience. They've been around the block. This team has gathered together huge talents from all across their region. And in fact, outside of their region when it comes to crashes. And they're managing to recover here really nicely in map 2. Pressure's on DRX, that's why they're taking the tag time out here. I personally would like to see them try to take the fight over towards mid a little more, but I think a big problem is just that horn. You're going to have to do a delayed refight into mid. And I would imagine that Boaster's going to call a reaction, like a quick reaction off the back of that, because the tempo that he's calling here is faster than usual. He's not doing those 30-second execs. He's hitting the site around the minute mark.
That's really catching DRX off guard. All turned up as well for Alpha. The troubles don't stop.
Well, they're going to
DRX at least.
They're trying to contest this Viper wall. This is the big threat. They want more information over towards B main.
Opping this line though again. Put a wall in your face. Prowler is hard to clear you out.
Yeah, it's just going to be a horrible time. They also want to try to defend this ult op. There's 3 players, 1 away from an ult.
Tap, clone broken early, so the wall will remain intact.
Crashy's got his ult online. Fnatic with a huge opportunity to snowball.
Gearing up the exec.
Hyunmin is nowhere near to counter ult.
Flashback. No way you think it's big money. I mean, you're crouched up onto this one. It all comes down to who spots who first.
Can't they see the gun?
Double lined up there. Surely they can. They've got to be expecting and reading this one. You get bullets to the dome. Only saved by the box there, but now you're going to be feeling it. Heat turned up. Fnatic sending this one flying forwards. Thorn's going to be used to try and slow the approach, but it's still guarding all the weapons torn away out of the hands of these DRX players. It's up to them now to put a stop to it, but again, they go over the wall together. Emphasis being placed, and the gun just does not come back in time. Might set up for success once more. Fnatic are coming into this one drilled, ready. Discipline in their hearts. Delay claim to most of this one here. Already with that side control, still feeling uncomfortable as a hinder that does connect to DRX. Should be surely getting this one. No way! Boasted not anticipated, not even expected. It's 7 rounds in a row, despite the timeout, despite the pause. DRX still left reeling.
Freeing just caught the elbow, unable to use his primary weapon. And Boaster and Crashy's feasting on sight. Wow.
Okay.
Giving it from across the stage, a 7-0 beginning.
Hey, he's gonna pull the headphones out. We're gonna have a tech pause before you know it.
अबे
That's
कितना प्यारा है बे.
crazy, man. Okay. What a Turnaround though as well, you can see the mentality difference.
I don't understand what DRX are up to over towards B main here. If you want to go for a refight with the Waylay and a Paranoia or something like that, fair enough, but I mean, they're just pushing their face into a Viper wall that can go up and down repeatedly. There's the C's, here's the refight.
Kayak, Gatecrash is going to be fading momentarily, will be forced to use it.
Yunman didn't even commit to that, but fair enough, Kayak gets out of there anyway, and I guess they can feel a little more confident that it's not going towards B. Yunmin starts to back away, but the A site has not been well defended either.
No, you have the Thorns and just flashback, umming and ahhing, trying to hold this one back. Slower approach, and now you see with the Utils sent forwards, that's going to give the right timing, at least for DRX. It's time to see if they can flood their way back in. Cosmic Divide cuts it up in through that link area, TP back and away. Reinforcements arriving for DRX here, but they don't have the weapon.
Nice one! भाई शेरिफ का बहुत तगड़ा यूज कर रहे हैं लोग.
Maka wants a little bit more extra info.
नहीं घूमना नहीं था.
What a risk to be made again, but it's got that watchful eye.
Nice.
10 HP in a tree.
कोई आता?
That Fnatic. Complete domination.
Poster bot down है.
Working at a map, they're pushing and pulling.
A masterful performance.
शेरिफ वगैरह का सेव राउंड था इन लोगों का तो भी बहुत तगड़ा निकाला इन लोगों ने.
Leading the orchestra to an 8-0 beginning. Everywhere they go, they're just finding DRX making small errors. I mean, in this round, okay, they're working with lighter weaponry as well, but I feel like DRX are not falling back into more standard defensive procedures. I mean, there's good smokes, good double-up spots that we see a lot of the top teams using, and DRX maybe just not comfortable anchoring with their comp that loves to try to take fights. They can't find those fights.
No.
This actually does remind me of the incredible Haven attack that Boaster put together, where he was just slow defaulting and putting fakes all around.
Constant pressure.
उनके पास बाय नहीं रह के भी इन लोग ऑपरेटर क्यों कर रहे हैं?
You're right, it's reminiscent.
50 100 लेके पैसा.
That DRX were only able to put up a single round on the board on their defense side.
हाफ शील्ड लेके ये लेना तो था मेरे को नहीं पता मतलब क्या है.
Never stopped for Fnatic.
जरूरी नहीं था उसको.
Sloan gets a free break on the wall as well. Freeing at least with an ult to try to hold on to B, right? So he doesn't have to be super worried, but there goes Mako. That's the punish I was talking about at the start of the map. If they go for an info peek, Fnatic players sharp to rip them off.
Phantom का दूर से किसी ने मारा तो भी मर जाएगा बंदा. Chronicles ने हेड मार दिया तो भी.
A real step up from him. Now you're seeing ult's going to be popped off. All earned prior. Kayak's behind. That's Steel Garden. Hello, where's he going with that one?
Kayak क्या किया? इतना अच्छा मैच ये था राउंड उसका.
No one's home. No one entering into this side. The pit's going to be layered down anyway. That's going to attempt to get them back in, but DRX answering back. It's a quick pivot. Fnatic not looking to contest over towards B now, and they're going to get that man sprint over towards the A side. It is open for the taking, but it's still left in that player disadvantage.
See whether Boaster can hold the horde off for a moment.
It's an onslaught now. It's going to be approaching his position rapidly at that side. It's off angles, and that no, okay, the Nightfall on top of it. He's not able to take that fight.
Left से आएगा, left से.
The Crashies instinct kicking in, the awareness in the back of his mind that he's being pressured from multiple locations. Crashies.
नहीं.
Go!
भाई. भाई साहब.
Catch a bloody break.
निकाला है भाई, राउंड निकाला है. सर राउंड निकालना बोलते दोस्तों.
Crashies 15 and 3.
पूरा पेल दिया भाई. नो भाई.
What a performance. Reminiscent of some of his very best. Incredible awareness with the Nightfall that there was one on the flank, because the ult caught two. And he manages to break the horn, put the fight forwards and go back to catch Bane as well. Monstrous stuff out here.
ले लिया टाइम और बोला अरे भाई तुमको अक्ल नहीं क्या कर रहे हो?
I feel like they still could, because their attack sides are nuts.
Yeah,
but I'm more thinking about the mental side of the game.
It really is.
I'm thinking about the amount of rookies and the amount of inexperience on DRX's side And even Mako, who himself can get
पहले
a
वालों
bit
का कुछ
shaky
मेल
in
आएगा
big
अपन
moments.
देखते जरा
Feel the energy of 6,000 fans cheering against you for your demise.
And it's
That's
not
very different.
We're not at the end of the
ये
series.
देखो डायरेक्ट सामने
These are not
वैलोरेंट वाले
make or
बोले
break moments necessarily. DRX could still lose on Corrode and win
सेकंड
this
मैच ही
low
तो चल
ranking
रहा है भाई
final, but
ये
you
क्या
gotta
है
make sure that you can handle and win
तू
this
पूरा
low
मिस कर
ranking
दिया
final, but you gotta make sure that you can handle the heat. And so that, I mean, even more than strategy, that's what I'd be trying to talk to the team about here.
Of course, correct. See if we can put any sort of semblance of rounds on the board.
अभी आया मैं
Look towards it.
बोलो
There's only a few left to play for. 3 more rounds in this half. Essential.
मेरा स्ट्रीम चल रहा है
DRX. Both timeouts being blown here early.
अरे मम्मी को भी आने मम्मी के पास भी चाबी नहीं है तो मम्मी आने के बाद ही भी निकल सकते साथ से मम्मी तभी आएगी ना
Instant take up towards
चाबी
me.
मेरे
There's
पास
no real
है
pushback. This crowd is going to be broken on top of it. It's a
अरे
flash.
यार
And a peek with a paranoia again, but it's not really put together too well. Kayak, he's already drifted straight past it.
नहीं मैं वो वाला मैसेज नहीं देगा कि बब्बू कब तक आएगा मैं बस आखिर का 5 बजे निकलेगा वो पता
Spots it out at least. That's going to be a saturate layer down at defeat. An attempt to slow this one, but again, Fnatic. They temper it, they hold it, they let it simmer. Wait for these come to them. Again, the fights are taking. Its emphasis being placed on DRX to see if they can step up and make their mark, but it's just not possible. Weaponry disadvantage, flashback.
नहीं ये चालू हो गया था उसके बाद
Limping into this next engagement, and Boaster, lovely dodge at a flash. Bullet to the chest to flashback. That's 10 rounds now for Fnatic.
Anytime Fnatic are on a heater like this as well, they are so difficult to stop. I'm a bit concerned that there were no even any shots landed there, freeing with one. Your mechanics and your decision making have got to stay sharp in these kind of spots if you want any hope of comeback occurring. We haven't really seen DRX be the team to make massive comebacks like that. They've owned B main the
गाइस लाइट गया मेरा लाइट गया देखो नसीब देखो जो कि अच्छा ही है अभी तो फिलहाल क्या मुझे दिख रहा है स्ट्रीम फ्रीज नहीं लाइट गया
Where's the hits landing? Losing mid control nice and early.
Yeah, losing mid, losing A main, and losing B main.
Everybody up. Hello. Just the leg spotted, but that might give him the timing to take here. Flashback is going to hold this one back. There it is.
दिख रहा है?
Boaster just wandering into
मैं दिख रहा हूँ guys hello am I back
here. He's spotting the backs of these players. Youngmin left to contain, and now a bit of a pincer, putting that pressure right back onto Kayak.
guys am I live
Saturate flashes again to buy him a bit of time, but they're trying to take this one tightly together with discipline again. You don't want to let it slip.
मेरा लाइट गया guys
This, not again, and this is it. DRX, their time to shine. With a round on the board, much needed.
मेरा लाइट गया मेरा स्ट्रीम बंद हो जाएगा ये लास्ट मैच रहेगी उसके बाद स्ट्रीम बंद हो जाएगा
No real opportunity for Alpha to get back.
देखो ना यार YouTube is not receiving enough to maintain smooth streaming will experience buffering
DRX come away
that's
with
what I
could
said
be a flawless round, but far too little.
तो मुझे शायद से स्ट्रीम बंद करना पड़ेगा अभी
Unless they're able to string this together into
क्या बोला
something
तू अभी
ludicrous.
It would have to be a
on their
massive,
attack arm.
like you said, uphill climb for them still.
And you've got to expect that with Fnatic preparing for this map, they would have been thinking
नहीं
about
मेरा
DRX,
स्ट्रीम बंद करना पड़ेगा
because that's what's been
कॉल
giving
सीन्स है
people so many concerns. This a bit more of a standard one. Yoru takes a fight towards mid. Waylay makes sure that you can't get through A link.
नसीब ही खराब चल रहा है
Really
मेरा
solid defensive setup stuff. Flashback. Now with the op. The op has been stuck behind smokes for the whole game, really. But he's going to try to make it work.
शायद से लास्ट मैच रहेगा उसके बाद मेरे को कल यही करना पड़ेगा स्ट्रीम बंद करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि लैपटॉप भी बंद पड़ जाएगा
All taken care of. Well, a presence
दो
here
मिनट
from
दो मेरे
Fnatic
को
over towards A main. Big Maka to receive it. Breaking on either side. I know at least 2 players repositioned. Bit of spam as well, hoping to get lucky with a bullet caught to the dome. Not quite though. Fnatic, the Kings are putting pauses.
मैच देखो मैं आया
Making teams feel uncomfortable into the middle section of these rounds.
Early on, we saw Hyunmin work with his refract to go and clear out B main. But now the Viper Wall can just go up and down, and DRX have lost information over towards there. So Hyunmin stacking on A because that's where they've heard people. But now as the Viper Wall gets cycled, they could play for this ult orb. They can get the Steel Garden online, and there's really not much that DRX can do about it. Hyunmin's just rotating from spawn to spawn, getting his cardio in.
It's a guessing game. Rotates are taking at least over 20 seconds as well from one side to the other. It's brutal to work with, and there's a gap here, an angle not expected. The heads are not going to be poking up as well, so Flashback has missed a trick with it. A-Link is going to be contested.
They might be overcooking this, though. They're going to use the Steel Garden as a fake.
27 seconds, he sees a sign of life. That's the Steel Garden over towards...
Going for the split now. It's a dimensional drift, disrupting this one again, but he's been pulled back off to the side. We'll see if he can exit out into them. Flash is held into the hand, but again, the weapons removed, but not inspecting it, not clearing it. Finally, the weapons are free into their hands. Hyunmin trying to jump onto the chance, but Alpha! He's a monster, man! Tucked into the corner. It's a nightmare of a round has been turned here for DRX. Thought the time could have gotten away from them, but now it's left up to Bane, and at this point, they know exactly where he stands. 11-1. Unreal domination to answer back from Fnatic.
Two maps that we didn't know quite what to expect from Fnatic. The one they picked, underwhelming. They never really got going. This one, the DRX decided to challenge them on.
मैंने ईयरफोन निकाल दिया क्योंकि मेरा फोन का भी बैटरी लो है तो मेरे को
चार्जिंग पे लगाना पड़ेगा. Everything that DRX were going for, and now despite the fact that we know DRX's attack is insanely good, they've just set an impossible bar.
They did it, bhai. Nicely did it.
Setting it down to the floor. Lou is hanging out with a mastermind himself as well. Send it down and see what's up.
Okay, half time हो गया guys. बचा हुआ half time.
Et le prince des G2 m'a rejoint.
अरे
G2's
कैसा है भाई?
At the arena, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Fnatic, हाँ ठीक है भाई. पीछे वाला देखो Fnatic.
We know it's always a bit bittersweet, you know, to be out of the tournament and to have to watch it. Yet you stayed with us.
हाँ लाइट चली गई हितेश भाई.
The experience enjoyable.
थोड़ा सीन्स चल रहा है भाई, थोड़ा सीन्स चल रहा है. टाइम खराब चल रहा है, नसीब खराब चल रहा है.
Now I'm here as a fan. I get to be in the crowd, feel the energy, feel the roar, and cheering on these two teams. I mean, two great teams. It's been a blast, man. I've been enjoying this side of the competition.
मेरा भाई हितेश का स्ट्रीम खत्म हो गया क्या?
Like a sidestep also. Sometimes for sure.
Christy plays, Tens भी ऑनलाइन है. बात करूँ क्या Tens से? Tens से बात करना चाहिए guys. Guys, Tens पहचान पाएगा क्या? मक्की आ गया है.
Aussi avec le public, regardez ces deux énormes équipes s'affronter.
अच्छा वो भी सेम ही कर रहा है भाई मेरे जैसा.
Passer un peu de temps, sortir aussi, et j'aime beaucoup la.
L-Light भाई.
To ask you the mastermind to judge two.
Fnatic W L-Light.
Between Mako and
साथ ही बुरा होता रहता है.
IGL's different styles, but who do you see victorious on this?
कल का भी अपन स्ट्रीम का थंबनेल बना के रखते हैं. अगर चीजें मेरे को लगता है जैसे खत्म होगी तो नया जो मैच है वो 8 बजे चालू होगा क्योंकि 4:30 बजे ये चीज होगा. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? शो मैच में इतना कुछ काम नहीं रहेगा. शो मैच में टेंस वगैरह आएगा, नया मैप वगैरह जो रहेगा वो उन लोग खेलेंगे वगैरह वगैरह. तो वो इतना तो काम का नहीं है. गाइस वैसे तुम लोग ने मेरे को ट्विच पे फॉलो नहीं किया रहेगा तो चलो फॉलो कर दो. ये अपना चैनल है, ऐसा कुछ दिखता है अपना चैनल. दिख रहा है कुछ? नहीं दिख रहा. बट हाँ, गेट क्रेड्स व्हेन योर शेयर अ वायरल क्लिप है, पैसा मिलेगा. वो बाद में देख लेंगे अपन उस सबका. बैक टू वैलोरेंट. 38,000 लोग देख रहे हैं, उसमें से अगर 1,000 लोग भी मेरी स्ट्रीम देख ले मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगेगा.
It would be one hell of a comeback. They
have
to win the pistol
होगा ना
here.
इधर से DRX का बूम हो जाएगा बे.
At this point, this is really just looking ahead to Haven.
मुझे चैट.
Unless we see that miracle magic, but it does need to be perfect. Across the borders, a wall in your face, a lot of damage and bullets coming on either way, but Alpha falls. Wall even being baited out in the process. It's caused a bit of a scurry in the camp of Fnatic. See the players repositioning.
स्ट्रीम बहुत ही डिले है.
Calling again for the pause.
Flashback doesn't have that gate crash to be able to enter.
स्ट्रीम में डिले आ गया.
Gunman still with his engagement
Might
abilities.
Footsteps potentially.
Yeah.
It's walking around. Okay, freeing. Watchful eye on it.
Both teams looking.
मैं स्ट्रीम बंद कर रहा हूँ मेरे फोन की क्योंकि वो भी थोड़ा इंटरनेट खा रहा है. So we'll watch only one stream, which is this one.
Mid as well, so if you can give that info to Mako that A is probably going to be a little weaker.
चलना
Still be a player hanging over towards B for the re-hit. Should be some exploring through mid off the back of that flash. So DRX take a lot of space here on the A side.
It's all theirs, essentially for free.
30 seconds
Being that backup policy, lying in wait towards it. Flashback. Might get tested soon enough. Time running a little bit short there. Just a few stray shots missing the mark. Alerting to the position. Fnatic can still take this one, and as well as they take it together, trade it out, at least with the one. Chronicle, though, he's delivering it now. He's raining and hammering down those blows with the pistols in hand. The damage is going awry. Not really landing onto the opposition, but as I say that, it's Bane to be the one to collect. Over the course of this tournament, he has been a clutch play, has been able to step up when his team has needed it. But again, it's just one piece of the puzzle on a map like this, and you've got to keep it going.
He landed a good opener. That's the kind of thing that they need in order to get started.
Guys, फटफट मैच खत्म करो. भाई comeback मत करो.
When you put yourself down 11-1 on the other half, almost some fake optimism there, I would say. Down 11-2. And it's not to say that DRX don't have an incredibly powerful attack side. You heard it from the desk as well. Sadil was talking about how much he enjoys watching DRX's attack side. It's beautiful. The way that they coordinate the two duelists together on their B site execs. But at some point, someone on Fnatic is just going to make a big play to be able to win them around. They have too many stars.
Too many hitters.
नहीं, flashback नहीं.
Be relying upon it.
दिख गया उसको.
Okay.
Oh.
Portal closed. Slight spot at the back side. Okay, Flashback is going to be jumping on the chance. He wants to draw out the blood here. Name a couple of kills while they're at it, and slowly closing in onto it. But Fnatic, they take the initiative. Forwards is the fight. Oh my God, what is that by Bane?
It's a big one.
Handed it as well. That's a Bulldog in the hands of Chronicle. Double dash over and around. And recall. My God, Chronicle. 8 bullets left, and this could get dicey. This could get dangerous. We were talking about it. Any one of these Fnatic players could step up, deliver those blows, and my God, an ace on the Thrifty, 5 HP and a Dream right now, back against the wall.
Oh, nice one, Ray.
With bated breath, the rest of his team can breathe that sigh of relief.
That's what we're talking about, the danger ever present with Fnatic. That round should have had no sting to it whatsoever. And yet a big, wide swing coming out from Boaster just sets up full B main control for the rest of his teammates. And Chronicle's got that kind of sting to him, that kind of danger. He's ruined their bonus round, so now there is no bonus. DRX have to force.
Look at the weapons.
And they have to win. Yeah, the weapons themselves are not great, are they?
Double
Two Guardians.
Odin on the other side of Fnatic.
Oh.
Filthy stuff. CS viewers, avert your eyes. What you might be about to see.
He's missed it.
Hold on.
He's missed him entirely.
Yeah, the Prowler. Drifted straight past it.
Crashies went to take the fight. Sorry, Kayak went to take the fight as well. Looking to swing out through the smoke. He got punished.
Crashies. I should say Chronicle. Stands tall. Holding back the line over towards that mid angle.
It's a weird beginning to the round, but DRX come out better for it. But they've lost Hyunmin, and Hyunmin's normally the guy that's going to be doing the big entrying for their site execs and playing Flashback in behind as the second entry. Actually, neither of their duelists are going to be present on this hit. So they're just hoping they'll take it for free with a Nightfall.
Nightfall is in the right vicinity at least. They're going to get that catch onto Boaster. No sound cues for him. Wants to just hold down the line over towards this back elbow area. No committal by DRX. They only tagged the one. But they don't go forward off of it, waiting for Flashback to explore, see if he can clear most of the way. Cutting noise again, that's uncertainty just sowed in the back of Fnatic's mind. But all that time being waited out has brought these Fnatic players together.
I'm worried about the clock here.
Yeah, 22 seconds left, and they've got bodies and players in position. Flashback, refight towards it, the flash not good, and as well as he hops up, it's not a favorable fight to take. Fnatic, this is how you get back into it now with shots landing like this. Mako. Straight back to the spectator seat, and what a mistake to make, because just like that, it's flipped on its head. A 2v3. Bane and freeing. Everybody wants to push this one back, but Boaster, util available to start, is going to be deaded. Pushing them back and away out of the fray, and fight to be taken again, but a wall in the face of Bane, so damn uncertain. It's a tap. Looking for that reaction, looking to see where these DRX players are lying around. Snappy in the end, but
diffuse go back.
Not too many bullets left remaining. Time on the defuse. Time again is drifting. Boaster to be defended as a half onto it. A tap. Time still away for it. Where's the swing?
Freeing must have crashed or something, man.
Where is it?
He's just not even taking the fight.
That's so unfortunate.
He's just AFK in B-Link.
Oh, man.
He's just sat there with a Guardian. I mean, that's a tech pause for sure, but that is straight at the end of the round.
That's a heartbreak.
बंदे ने सीधा गिव अप कर दिया, बोला कि नहीं होगा मेरे से, मैं छोड़ रहा हूँ.
Presumably not. Oh man, I don't even know at what point in the round. I mean, I was focused on the retake happening, wasn't looking directly towards flashback. I have no idea when.
What just happened, bro?
Nothing funny. High five there. Yeah, well done. Clean that one up easy.
Good job, yeah.
That is a killer.
That's really unfortunate.
A very winnable round, actually, there for DRX. But 12-3 up for Fnatic. At least it hasn't happened in a map where it's like 11-11.
Sure, yeah, when it's right down to the wire.
At the same time, though, we're talking about tilt. We're talking about mental burdens that you must carry. There's another one.
Iron chat. अरे तुम जान आना
Just got to get it out of your mind if you get onto the next map. You got to not really be thinking about what could have been. There was a real chance there in that spot. It's a heartbreaker of a round.
मैंने क्या किया?
Crash at. That is a crash as well. We're going to be getting into
हूँ मैं हूँ इधर ही हूँ.
Oh, it was freeing. Sorry, I was getting mistaken there that it was flashback. But yeah, pretty devastating.
Yeah, absolutely. For now, though, as well, we can follow up. I believe we'll be getting into the game soon enough. We'll see. Loading it back up and away. But you're right about the mental resilience. I mean, this is going to test a team like DRX. So untested, so unused to these big stage flashy lights. They've been trying to take it one game at a time. That's what they've been saying the entire time throughout this tournament. Yeah. Following yesterday's win over PaperX, we did speak with Mako for this Omen player moment, so take it away.
안녕하세요. DRX에서 IJ를 맡고 있는 마코입니다. 저는 이제 그 전날 밤에 뭔가 2대0으로 이기거나 질 것 같다라는 생각을 했었어요. 일단은 되게 생각지도 못한 자리에 와 있다고 생각을 하고 있지만 뭐 오늘의 승리처럼 다음 경기만 또 생각하면서 기다리고 있습니다. 내일. 오늘의 결과보다는 그냥 오늘 열심히 하자라고 말한 게 이제 팀 전체적으로 그렇게 말을 했었고 DRX 하면 꾸준함인데 그 이유는 저희가 5년 연속 챔피언스를 진출하기도 했고 항상 좋은 모습이든 나쁜 모습이든 꾸준하게 진출을 했었기 때문에 이번에는 좀 더 높은 곳으로 향하겠습니다. 푸나틱을 이미 플레이오프 때부터 첫 경기에서 만났었고 저희가 유리한 상황에서 졌다고 생각하기 때문에 오히려 좀 더 좋은 상대를 만났다라고 생각하고 있습니다. 푸나틱한테 졌을 때 배웠던 거는 뒷심을 좀 더 챙기는 그런 거를 좀 더 경험을 쌓았던 것 같습니다. 보스터, 우리 옛날부터 발로란트 씬에 같이 있었고 항상 챔피언스마다 같이 만났었고 지금도 또다시 만나게 되었어. 우리 재밌는 체스 한 판 다시 하자.
Kind of a brutal one here, but vsDRX get a sign of life, light at the end of the tunnel, I suppose, for them, because the round will be momentarily rolled back.
Yeah, so the score on your screen at the moment, 12-3, but actually when we go back into the game, it's going to be 11-3. The decision being made there to roll back the round due to the game crash on the DRX side. So, yeah, that's going to offer an opportunity, but still, I mean, a massive
second chances. It's a brutal one. It's going to be weighing on them perhaps as well. They've got to be competitors about it, though. They have to be resilient in their minds. And immediately calling a timeout off the backside of it is Fnatic. Time to discuss, time to talk it through.
Yeah, Fnatic going into a timeout here very early in the second half. Some weirdness going on, but anyway.
It is strange.
This is now a tactical timeout. An opportunity for the coaches to actually have some level of discussion. So Milan gets involved here. They know what they're going to be up against. They know the kind of style that DRX are going to be playing. And when Boaster last faced against DRX in this tournament, he said the key is to disrupt them before they get into executes. That means taking the fight to them in mid. That means taking the fight to them in B main and A main and harassing them, taking engagements and peaks before they can set up. I didn't actually see too much of that
audible guys
when
मैं
they
हूँ
played
क्या
against each other. I think DRX still got
लाइट चली गई
यार. There was glimpses of it, but
yeah, but clearly it's something that they're like theoretically aware of what they should be doing. We'll see whether it plays out in the game. We're looking to head back into things here. A reminder that this is DRX coming in, choosing to force up, not play a bonus round out. A slight difference though in terms of the buy. Only one Odin for Boaster and a judge for Hyunmin. So maybe just planning to go for that B exec where he dashes into a smoke or something.
It looked like it. All signs point towards it, and through B main. Flashback wants to apply the pressure, making them feel like they are taking that mid control. Keeping the players anchored to the spot here.
ठीक है, उन लोग का वो टेक्निकल इशू की वजह से वो राउंड को उन लोग ने ये कर दिया.
In hand, he could make mincemeat of them. He's handed the right opportunity.
जो कि सही है.
You're seeing it. It's a Prowler, Thorns up and overhead. A double dash into that smoke to try and dominate that angle. Still it's Chronicle. He's forward, steps forwards onto the mark again. Now Horn lights them up, and the bullets raining down. Still Boaster's going to be taking a dink of his own. TP's in to try and disrupt this play. Fnatic fast onto the scene, looking to see if they can make a play towards it.
Really quick on the flank here, Kayak. Coming up behind to challenge Freeing.
And that's a fight to be taken at 1 hour. Freeing dropped now. The pressure is applied from multiple angles. A pit is the extra element introduced here by Fnatic. Really ensuring that they do not let this opportunity slip. Bane going for the reclearance, but Kayak plays it well with patience and discipline. Holds his hand as an overstay is welcome, and he's going to be just harassing from the sides the entire time. The emphasis and the onus being placed onto DRX. They're the ones who have to fight their way past this one because it is a slow death from 1,000 cuts, man. Judging that proximity.
Nice one, Ray. Nice one.
That is that 12th round. Earned up again here for Fnatic. Coming into this one angry.
Yeah, this one's flawless. Look at the punish here on both of these players. Hyunmin punished inside the smoke. Chronicle anticipating that. And also the Odin being used to spam through the wall. Pretty similar to the way that Alpha just did it.
Not happy about it, are they?
No. Shouting at them to roll around back again.
Crashes didn't crash out.
Want to annoy Alpha. Yeah, the position that Boaster
का फाइनली एक राउंड निकल गया. लास्ट राउंड निकाल, 2 मैच खत्म कर दो. तो उसके बाद तो भी 3 मैच तो कम से कम होगा ही होगा.
Getting antied here on their attack sides.
Big reads by Fnatic and a double face.
क्या डबल पिक करके बैठे लोग.
They're so ready. I mean, that one as well could easily be to counter Hyunmin when he takes his normal pathing over towards A-Link.
Every player on DRX feeling like they have to be the ones to step up. But
nice one. Crashy got the match. Crashy की वजह से मैच आ रहा है. तुम्हें दिख रहा हो कि नहीं, I don't know मैं.
Leading out the available DRX.
Claim तू अच्छा कोई भी नहीं है स्ट्रीम पे.
And no more hope for DRX. In the hands of Freeing, but short-lived for sure.
GG's. GG's guys, GG's.
In this best of 5 lower finals.
Clean finish in the end for Fnatic. They're going to feel vindicated for that one. A 10-round lead. A DRX with a lot to shrug off after just being eviscerated on Corrode.
Now we get into more comfortable territory. Now the next map coming up on Haven, one where these two teams have played before.
And they know each other intimately here. The storyline continues. Mako and Boast, the two vets.
मेरे को ये 0 बता रहा है तो भी कॉन्करेंट व्यूअर पता नहीं क्यों स्काउट की टीम ने भाई कर दिया तमाशा तेल का बना दिया ऑमलेट को कर दिया लामलेट को लोगों को
Stupefy them. No, I don't want to stupefy them.
Guys, it was a nice match.
Wait, I didn't think about that one. Yeah, stupefy.
अगर मेरा लाइट आ गया अच्छे टाइम पे तो विल कंटिन्यू द स्ट्रीम और अदरवाइज कल अपन शायद से स्ट्रीम करेंगे कल अपना YouTube शॉर्ट्स तो डालूंगा क्योंकि कल संडे है हाँ कल संडे है एंड देन ये अगले सैटरडे को मेरा बर्थडे भी है तो यार इट्स गोना बी फन तो यार फुल स्क्रीन करके दिखा दो मेरा थोड़ा क्योंकि मेरा थोड़ा भी नहीं दिखता रहेगा मेरे हिसाब से तो अभी तक दिख रहा हूँ हे सो हाँ गाइस अभी के लिए इतना रखते हैं दैट्स ऑल फॉर दिस स्ट्रीम गाइस इफ यू लाइक दिस स्ट्रीम मेक श्योर यू लाइक दिस स्ट्रीम नए हो तो सब्सक्राइब कर देना और मैं अगर लाइट आई तो मैं वापस आ जाऊंगा बहुत अंधेरा हो चुका है मेरा रूम खुद बहुत अंधेरा में रह चुका हूँ मैं पता नहीं क्यों क्या हो गया बट या इट इज व्हाट इट इज अभी अपन कुछ चीजों को कर नहीं सकते आई शुड गो नाउ ओके बाय बाय गाइस लव यू अबे पार्टी काय की मेरा लाइट चला गया तो उसकी पार्टी दूं मैं मैं तो बर्थडे के दिन मिलना ना